everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Embers of Rage. My name is Chris, and I will be your humble storyteller for these preceding evening. With that, we have a wonderful show for you, but before we get into all that good stuff, we'll do some intros here, starting off from my left side here, starting with Angie. Angie,
Hi everyone, my name is Angie, Agonthetic on the internet. I use they, them pronouns, and I'll be playing Colibri Colimar, he, they pronoun.
We love it. Next up, Cleric, you're up.
Of course I am. I'm the best. Anyways, hey everybody. I'm Cleric. I use he, they pronouns. I'll be playing Carmine Face. Rojas. The Face is a nickname. I don't know why I explained that. Anyways, he uses he, him pronouns. And I am dreading being here, honestly.
We'll
You're
in opposite direction. We're doing great. We're doing great.
Your sound just
Don't
cut
mind
off.
I know, just
mute.
There's a gun.
funny enough, next up is gonna be you, Fabian.
Oh, hi, it's me, Fabian. I'll be playing Patrick Kodimar or Trick. Pronouns are he, him, for both.
Lovely. With that, Chris, you're up next.
Hello, I am Chris. They, she pronouns. I am playing Asa Campos. Any all pronouns. Definitely not going to be a problem today. Gonna be super chill the whole time.
And last but not least, Nick.
Hi everyone, I'm Nick. He, him, they pronouns, and I'm playing Jose Ortega, also known as Tio. Pronouns uncle, also he, him.
Fantastic. The other thing before, there's two more things we could get through before we get into our episode here. First off, content warnings. In case you missed them, for this episode and series in particular, the CWs we have here are fantasy violence, gun violence, gore, blood, familial struggles, body horror, fire, severe weather, romance, and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, presence of drug use, substance use, and addiction, depictions of kidnapping and crime, and trauma. If any of these don't float your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. The other thing is, for this game, we have some incentives in case you want to help them out here. For $10 here, you can get a reroll, also with the bits as well, that we have here. You can use those bad boys to give one of our special players here a reroll for them to use. You also, for $20, you can give a flashback, which may or may not give a little bit more details to the story, or help a player in a die situation here. So all you have to do is type !BH donate in the chat, and you can send that off. With that in mind, my lovely Reavers, are we ready to start?
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, if you guys want to play Fall Guys? We can do that instead.
Yo,
We
let's,
can do- yeah, let's just cut it.
why aren't we playing Helldivers, yo? Let's go.
Yeah, let's just do that. Wrap it up.
Rafa, yeah. Sorry, Chris.
This is not about democracy. With that, a bit of
Don't
an
say that in front of Theo.
Don't mention
Spanish.
the government.
Fantastic. With that, a bit of a recap for my folks that are just joining us. Family isn't who you're born with, so you die for. A few days before the Reaver MC Clubhouse, an arson attack, our story takes place in Texas. Motorcycles roam the road as a club known as the Reavers rides up and down. And on this particular day, a couple days before the attack, some of them bitterly come back home. We have Tio, the old dog, the old warhorse. We have Trick, the late bloomer. We have Face, the smiling troublemaker. We have Isa, the sacred, or maybe scared survivor. And we have Colibri, the young prosper. Trick experienced some strange and new sensations, being able to feel and hear complete stillness, daydreaming of a wolf and raid. Despite not wanting to, his late bloomer status moves him to travel to the club up from Baltimore. Then we got Theo. Theo spoke with the El Presidente of the club, Eloy, of this particular location, in which he has a way to make the club straight, cut all alliances with the cartel they're working with. Face holds a frozen piece of meat in his. It's, a bit of an altercation with a group of known as Python, but it's Face. Then we have Isa, and an exchange of sentimental care between this found. And last but not least, we had Colibri and Sylvia rolling up to the VP and Treasurer prospect and Nomad Mentor, doing the bits and pieces of what a prospect. Overall, the cartel gives this club a proposition. Make everything clear and out the hole for the MC. We have a daring raid against a South Korean convoy belonging to Song International. The payout, $30 million inside, with a few bits and bobbles of documents that the cartel would love to get their hands. Dio pushes the club to yes, and Trick finally gets to enact his modernization. For now, the heist is a go. But before we get ourselves, ahead of ourselves here, we need to do a little bit of time travel, a little bit of a flash, if you will, to understand something. We open up several years. It is no longer the 2020. It is maybe late 80s, maybe early 90s, as we find ourselves focusing on what looks like to be Theo, but he's younger, more invigorated, full of life, as he's driving through the night street. As the camera kind of slowly pans around, we see that in this instance of his life, he's still a relatively new member of. As his cut is sort of freshly sewn on, he is just a member, no any kind of hierarchy yet. But all of this soon fades away as we see. Well, I think before we see anything, Theo, what do you look like as you're kind of younger here? What's the differences we're seeing?
Oh man. Theo's kind of like clean cut now. All right, I didn't think about this. All right, I got this. I think Theo has got the, he still got the long plaid. It actually might be the same plaid shirt. Who knows? Let's be honest. He's got the fresh cut. What's not fresh is his cut, as his hair is now super long, and blowing in the wind. The biking goggles because he thought that was cool, and probably not like a full beard, just like a bit of 5 o'clock shadow, as he's just kind of riding along, and very much jamming to the score here.
It's another cool night in the sort of, Texas being hot and all that. In the nighttime, it's just a cool breeze with nothing but your lights and a couple other cars on a road that's primarily just meant to cruise on by. But that's not what's all in your mind. You're driving to Kasea, to Eloy's Carter. He's VP, you know that from just off the top of your brain. But to be honest, you're more like a, horseman of the apocalypse, really. You come bearing bad news. With it, the camera follows suit as that sort of tense look in your face as you begin to sort of pull up to the club. You can see on the outside, it's a powder keg. You see there is a bunch of members here. Kind of coming off, parking it in. Club got hit. Someone's trying to make a name for themselves down here. It's not good. But also, you can't be just shooting up people. That's not good for business either. You got orders. And you got to deliver it to somebody you care about. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to find out. With it, you enter into the club. Going in, you can see there's various members of ages and heights in here. Each of them having a piece of ammunition on their side, either flash pistol. Some of them are like checking the ammunition from like the stock houses to see what we got. You can see they are pairing up all right. And hopefully you can de-escalate. Because the last thing this town needs is you kind of come in, let your status be known, and you see one of the guys kind of begin to trail you off to the side and lead you to where Eloy. As you turn the corner, you are directed into the same meeting room where a lot of these big decisions gone. And with it, you see this place is not lit up by any sort of lights or whatever. You can see they're all turned off. And surrounding the room, something of almost a fantasy, there are several candles. The wax kind of melting onto the table. As you see, Eloy is in the middle, younger as well, with his VP pad, vice president. But it's not on him. You see it's folded and put on a chair far away. As you see that he is bloody. But it's not his. But it is that of his brother, who lies on the table. His blood dripping down from his core onto the logo of the table, of the Reaver. The only thing that Eloy has is a bucket and a washcloth. As you see, he is doing his best to wipe the blood from his brother's face and various parts of his body, almost like that of a mortician. Eloy, how do you open up this rather awkward conversation?
Eloy, man, I got some bad news.
You see he turns his head, not looking at you, still cleaning the body, but, face just enough to address. Yeah? What is it, Holmes?
There. The club voted. The presidents did, and they're not gonna retaliate. I think it's fucked up. I really do. I'm sorry.
You see he very forcefully puts cloth back into the bucket. Is that all you all, Holmes? You think? Huh? Did you even bother to fucking say anything? Huh?
I tried, so did Xavier. Fuck, we really want the Pythons, man, they can't get away with this. You know, fuck them fang bangers, I swear.
You see he takes the bucket and just throws it across the room. That's all the club does. All
The
they
fuck
do.
you want me to say, man?
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to do something because I'm looking at that fucking table. And I see someone I had to raise dead on the table. Someone I made a promise to, Holmes, that he would. You see, it's very hard for him to even say the words right now as he sees, puts his hands up. Look what they did. And you, why you expect me to not do anything? No, I'm not going to just sit back and not do anything. Huh? Those old bastards. Do you think it's fair that we're following orders from a bunch of other people, huh?
No, I don't. Especially when this fucked up shit gets let to happen. This isn't tradition, man. This is... We defend our kind. the pack sticks together and all that, but I guess it's bigger than the pack. I don't fucking know. I don't have a patch. I don't have nothing. I don't have any authority. Unless you want to load up, you know, and go and find them and roll up on them, you know, that's all I could give you.
You see, he grabs his cut. He gets incredibly uncomfortably close. As you see, there is just an aura. You can feel the rage inside his heart as almost his fangs begin to come out. As he goes up to you and says, "You know, one day you're gonna have to grow a set of cojones to actually decide what you want to do. Because in this world, we don't follow orders. We take bandits. Maybe it's time you start acting like one." So you see, he pushes you off the side and proceeds to head out to address it.
Fuck you, man.
You see, he turns and me? Where were you? Huh? Last I checked, you were supposed to be at that party. I don't see any blood on you.
I was dealing with my kid. You know that. You know why I wasn't there. You know I would have been there. You know I would have done something. And you don't think I know how that feels? I wish I could be on that table right now. But I can't, man. He was my brother too. He was all our brothers.
You don't get the right to call him a brother. Because none of you were his fucking brother. I was his brother. Go fuck off. I'm gonna go. Tell her. As you see, he goes off, leaving you in this room alone. And what is going through your mind, Theo, as you are the only one there with the body of Eloy's dead-eyed, closed, bleeding still?
I think there's like a real kind of what they call like a come to Jesus moment, enlightenment moment right there. I think he's gonna kneel by the dead body and look at the, I'm assuming, the religious iconography on the that's decorated the walls like you described before. And I think he's going to look up and be like, if this is what's got to be done, and he's gonna take his phone out and he's gonna call Xavier.
Picks up the phone. Hey, what's good, man?
Hey, I thought about what you said. Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
I'll be around the
Wha-
block.
One condition.
What's up?
There's gonna be too many eyes on Eloy. Leave him out of this.
When we're done, now one person's gonna know what we did. He hangs. You making a decision that effectively haunts you the rest of your life. That slowly dissipates. You see the camera slowly fades from that into that of it slowly pulling out towards a picture that Theo has holding at the moment.
Yeah,
Of-
fade into the old age.
Yeah, old age. You're holding the picture of all the old members, including Eloy's brother, all of that young age, vigor as you're holding it, as you are in a makeshift tent.
And just he lifts the photo up and kind of gingerly sets it down. It has creases and tears, but the form of it mostly is intact. Even though it's like kind of crudely strewn together as he puts it on the same table that we just saw before. And I think Tio just kind of like takes a deep breath, takes his flask. Well, it's got a long opening time, so takes a. I guess I fucking did something about it. Hey, Eloy.
With that, I'm curious, are you kind of talking to yourself, or is Eloy actually there? Very curious.
No,
From
I don't think he's there. I think this is definitely just like Tio, like having his
Oh, man.
his moment, yeah, his little
Yeah.
flashback. But I do
Fantastic.
think it's like a hot day. Is there a mirror in here? Or just
It's actually more in terms of the time, it's like sun setting, so it's still
Okay.
kind of there. There is a mirror that's kind of just like very much from the junkyard, that is there.
Yeah, I think he does the like it's got the steam or the sweat from the heat because there's probably no not good air conditioning in this clubhouse, and I think he like wipes it away, and you see the werewolf, the guru feral eyes, and he goes, "All right, let's do this one more time."
As the camera pans away from you, you are in a clubhouse of yes, but you're not at the clubhouse. See, when we kind of go out here, we see that we're in what looks like to be some sort of kind of a desert near a ridge. You see that there's primarily kind of an old kind of clubhouse slash house that's kind of there with a couple storages, as this is sort of the staging point of everybody's kind of here. Any members from both El Paso and Sea are both here. As we do that, I want to go quick around and see what are my individuals doing here. I kind of start off, I think, best with my two favorites here, my two little wackadoos, both Iza and Face. What are you guys doing as you're sort of together in this section of the play?
I think Face is talking to some of the younger members and is kind of not so much exaggerating, but is kind of being more like, yeah, so there was like 50 cops, and I was talking, like, while the old man was kind of like blubbering around, I had to be the one to like kind of like step up and let him know, because these old guards, they're still on the old way of things. They're trying to intimidate, trying to move things around. They don't understand how things can really, operate. So, yeah.
I think Aza's like directly behind you, or like not directly, but just off center a little bit behind you, sitting down, occasionally just like throwing an air quote when you're like, yeah, there was 50. Aza's like 50. And there's I had to take him by myself. Aza's like, take him by myself.
You have
It
a
was-
rap track hype man here. That's kind of helping you out.
Is it? But no, Face is very much just like, yeah, so really just had to talk him out, make sure everything stays, above board, because a lot of these old dogs that they called in, I don't really know. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
if they
see
make
there's
the
just a bunch of people there, like, yeah. You see there's one, you see what looks like to be one of the members is really like digging your vibe and just like, wow, it's real cool, yeah. And it's very much easy. You could see like human attraction is happening here. You don't know whether Face knows it or not, but you can see that that's happening in this direction.
you see Face is like, yeah, I get it. Like, you get it. You're getting the mindset of it. So it's okay. And then he just continues talking, like just moves through it.
Aza's just there listening. I feel like Aza's just happy being a little poster in the back of this scene, not just letting Face do Face's thing, which draws no attention to Aza themselves. If I can,
Mm-hmm.
I would like, because do we have any idea what's going to be happening next? Like, do we know what the next thing is, or are we just in a holding pattern?
You're just kind of like waiting. There's probably gonna like a meetup, like a like this is the layout and this is the plan kind of deal. That's all you're waiting for at the moment. So pretty much everybody's just chilling and whatnot, waiting for Eloy to be like gather the heads and be like, okay, this is the plan.
Okay, then I feel like all Ace is really doing is just watching around in case Eloy comes, because I'm assuming Aza knows that when Face is super into his storytelling, may not be as aware of the situation around them.
Oh, for sure, no. Is like installing us.
Just like watching everyone.
So then the sheriff came up, and I dated his
Oh my
sister
God.
for a little bit. Well,
Oh my
dated is
God.
a strong word, but
Really?
she's been like we had some.
Not as pretty as
she did
me.
my part. Yeah. But yeah, I saw his sister for a little bit, and he's always got to bring it up. Me and him have like such friendly not friendly banter. We got banter. I can talk your way out of it. If you ever get a ticket, let me know. I can talk your way out of it.
You see, they're trying to intercept. They're trying to but you keep talking. It's like
Aza kind of like. I'm gonna say that Aza kind of like stands up to go do a walk around and kind of nudges Face a little bit on the elbow. It's the same thing that happened a couple weeks ago is happening right now. Looking you up and down. Yeah. Just...
Okay.
Anyways, good luck. I'm just
gonna
pat him on the back.
I think you see a look in Face's eyes. Like you see when you walk away, you see a look in Face's eyes, which is like a thank you, and you see Face take not a step forward but a step back.
Fantastic.
Asa just gives you like a nod, like looking back and gives you a nod and like mouths smart. Just continues a little walk around.
Fantastic. So you walk around, that awkward conversation's going on, camera pans away. I think we're gonna go to our lovely prospect, Colibri. Colibri, you're with your mentor right now. You see that they at the moment are very much, you two are kind of focused on weapon maintenance. See Sylvia's just like checking how much ammo we have, what's going on. From just the view of what you have a lot of military hardware, which is abnormal for this, which means that you already know in the back of your mind, just because of education and whatnot, and you're a little bit better than most people here in terms of knowing certain things about the world, that this is gonna be heavy if you're bringing in like rocket launchers and these set of heavy machine guns. This is not your standard typical robbery. It's a little concerning.
Yeah, I think Colibri is kind of eyeing things down and doing some of the tedious work as is to be expected of a prospect like themselves. But they do kind of look up at Sylvia and just, do you know any more details exactly in what is happening? Because this is heavy shit, Sylvia.
I know it's heavy shit, but this is what we do if we want to, you like the wind in your hair. This is the best way to keep sure that wind is constant. We're waiting for Eloy to give the full plans. Apparently, we're waiting for somebody. Well, we got us, we got El Paso, and whoever this third party is with all these guns, it should be a breeze.
Yeah, I just am a little concerned that the wind blowing in our hair is not being caused by whizzing bullets.
You see, they put the M16 they have in there, put it down. What are you concerned about? On top of all this weaponry, we all also, you see, they slowly shift their fingernails to like a claw form before going back. We do also have this.
I know. I'm a little apprehensive about the change, so I don't know. This is kind of the most intense thing I've been part of up till now. yeah, we've been riding around the nomad lifestyle, but I just want to make sure that, we're going to be okay. That once this is done, we can go back to just out there. Is that the plan?
It is the plan. That's what I'm hoping for.
I know I don't got shit to stand on demanding anything. I know I'm just a prospect, but I don't know. I'm just scared, and that's it. I'm scared. I think I have every right to say that.
It's a normal response, to be perfectly honest. You just gotta... We're going through the motions right now, and that's all we can really do. Just stick on my side, and everything will be all right.
Okay. I got your back. And whatever you need, I got it. If you need me to listen to somebody else, do somebody else's whatever it is they ask, I'll do it. I know I will.
As they kind of go back to cleaning, what's going through your mind? Even though, they've given you all this reinsurance, they're giving you everything, what's going on in your mind behind all of that?
I think what is happening through Colibri's mind right now is that he's not afraid of the situation because of the people involved, especially with what happened last night. It's very clear that this group is very capable of making something like this happen. Colibri is scared because they think that they're going to fuck up. That more than anything. And that they are going to be the weakest link in this. Because even with Trick being a late bloomer and not even being patched, they had a better response to what was happening last night than Colibri did.
You're in a very tense situation. From school, sometimes a little adversity is good for evolution, in a sense, to adapt. But is this the right time is the question. But nevertheless, camera pans away from you as we find ourselves focused on the last member of our little troubadour. Trick. Trick, what are you doing in this instance as you are kind of here? You are kind of helping transport things. I leave it up to you in terms of what you're doing now, after kind of helping unload everything.
I probably didn't help unload. I probably am just too, fish out of water in the situation where they're like, did I just do a crime? I trespass a lot, but this is different. This is military grade shit. This is iron. This is nothing that I expected to do. I didn't expect to be doing this. What is this? What are we doing?
It is concerning, very much. Did you commit a crime? Yes, but again, it's kind of more like a misdemeanor, not necessarily what you done, but then you got smuggling, and that's a crime, and that's you don't know how long, 2 minimum, and it's can you go to prison? Can you afford prison? It's a whole, the legal system goes in your brain, but then there is also that sensation of your body of the wolf trying to come out. So you're very much of 3 dimensions here of, I'm not supposed to be here. Did I just commit a crime? And am I gonna freak out again? And it's just very concerning. But what doesn't help this situation is this asshat, which is the VP. As you see, Paco sees you not doing anything but having a heart attack, looks at you and kind of goes, "Hey, baby, if you're gonna come out here and freak out, why don't you just go?"
Might be a good idea.
Good. So why don't you take whatever car, maybe, I don't know, maybe someone can lend you a bike and just get out of here. You don't belong here. All right? You're gonna get us killed.
I don't even listen to him after he said get out of here. I scan the crowd, look for my cousin.
Yeah, you find your cousin. You see tent wide open. They're kind of putting guns away. They just finished a conversation with them. Sylvia, just are kind of just going back, doing their thing.
Hey.
Hey. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. I don't. I don't think this is a good idea that I'm here. Maybe I should just come back. There's just so many things going on right now.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. What's the apprehension here? Is it because of what's happening? This point at the guns.
Yeah, it's definitely the guns. Definitely the guns.
Yeah.
I mean, we just stole all of this. We just stole.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we did. Sylvia, can I go talk with my primo for a second?
Yeah, sure. Do what you need to do.
Okay. Let's go talk.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Look, I came here for answers, and now I'm kind of stuck in between everything that's happening.
Yeah. Okay, so you haven't spoken to Eloy, correct?
I mean, with everything that's happening, I don't think I'll have the chance. I understand that, like, things like this is not new to us, but I never thought that I'd be involved. That guy saw my ID. Guy knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I know oftentimes there's some cops that are, being paid. If you're concerned about that, I think maybe we could talk to Eloy again and see what's been going on. But I mean, you're right. You're not patched. You're not a prospect. You're, just part of the family.
I just don't know whether or not I am okay taking a fall like this for people other than you. For people who don't really see me as family, you know?
Colibri looks around the room and, like, is there anyone that's, like, looking at us, like, in our direction?
Yeah, but like not paying attention, very much like mall atmosphere. I mean, give a glance, but they don't
Mhm.
care. If you're in
Yeah.
this camp, you're here for a very specific reason, and there's
Yeah.
no, even though he may not look like one of you, it's like here for a reason. Not my
Mhm.
concern.
Okay. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, Primo. I'm scared of shit. I'm here.
I don't blame you.
I'm here willingly because I want to be part of this, and I completely understand that you getting roped up into this is not your choice.
Look, maybe if it was a few years ago, that I was still part of this and we never left, then maybe. But it seems different now. It seems like there's a lot more happening than Mom would have understood. So
Yeah. Can I I feel a lot more. I feel a lot less concerned knowing that you're here, though. You're probably one of the closest people that I've had in Kasaya, and seeing you here, it kind of brings a certain level of calm. I mean, you've dealt with things last night pretty effortlessly. I know it fucking sucks that you got roped into it, but maybe you're here for a reason. And even if it might not be the reason that is the most legal, maybe it's a good thing that you're here because you're my family, literally. And fuck what everybody else thinks. Eloy brought you here. He said you should be here. That this is important. We're not going to leave anyone behind. This isn't the same as when we were growing up and all of the shit that you went through.
Okay. All right. Well, how does this even work? Like, do I just load them in?
I mean, I'm counting stock. You can come join me. I'm sure Sylvia will appreciate additional hands.
I mean, yeah, I think it'll be better than me getting into a fight with that one. And I visibly point at Paco, making sure he says, he sees me.
Visibly middle finger back to you before he continues his job.
All right, I'll stay for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Primo. Why don't you tell me about Boston while we do this?
Yeah. And I start telling them about, Boston and every other place that I've been during the job, and the last job that I did, which was the change. And I tell them all about it. And I'm even pulling out my phone, showing them the pictures of the secure reports that my informants were able to get.
Yeah, you go through your whole story. You get the idea your cousin's badass. I mean, they're very much if you're kind of thinking of recent times, it's similar to non-reporters in the sense of they would go into the line of fire, going to these dangerous places to bring the news to people. And it really shows a commitment on his side. He's got his head on his shoulders, and the world is his as long as he confronts that portion of himself that's a little bit harder. But, even though he's doing great, he's doing fine, you can't help the small little voice in the back of your head of what could have your life you were able to control. But all that kind of goes away as all of you in the camp begin to hear the sound of multiple engines revving up. You hear there is commotion from all around the camp as you see someone comes into your tent, Theo, and goes, "Yo, you gotta check this out."
I go and check it out.
You getting up, going check it out. The closest it is to Face. You see this convoy of other motorcycles pulling up, and at first you think, ain't nothing. It's just a bunch more people, until you see them turn and you get the horrible vestige of those cuts. You see that theirs is not that of the wolf, but more of a skull with a snake coming out of one of the eye sockets. Python, with the fangs of the skull, that of a vampiric nature. As you see, their cuts are a little bit more white and red. As you see, they pull up. Brum, 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 brum. You see, riding in the front, before I get to you, Theo, two individuals popping up. First one, you don't know who it is, but Theo. But before I describe that, there is somebody more important that you see pulling up second. Or maybe third or fourth. Position doesn't matter for you, right? as you see the still beautiful vestige of your ex. You see Lorena. You see this sort of maybe 5'6", beautiful light brown skin with their hair kind of short cut black and off to the side there. As you see their patches wearing pythons, but on the bottom of it, you see it has Treasurer on it, which means that they've got a bit of promotion since the last you took. But you see pulling up, sleeveless jacket, park up as you see they turn off their motorcycle. But Theo, as you kind of come in here, you see the vistas of someone you would have never thought you would see in a million years. You see someone of your age, a little bit more, gruffer, maybe in like late 40s, even though they're vampiric in nature. It's like they're still old, weird. Maybe it's a choice. But you see Luca Amor. You see he is El Presidente. He's old. He's got sort of that gruff sort of beard on him, graying of the hair, very much a silver fox. Still light brown skin as well. But the reason why this man pisses you off is because this is the bastard that shot Eloy and effectively killed him. As you see, he pulls up and takes his shades off, smiling with that impish nature of his.
I just like as they're pulling in, like everyone can hear Tio as soon as we get sight of the cuts. He just like puts his head back and goes, "Ah, que pinga."
You see, he hears your voice and he goes, "Hey, ain't no way I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now."
I'm sad. Just like looking around. You gotta be shitting me.
You're telling me you look like someone shit you out, my guy. See, parks his motorcycle, begins to sort of stroll up. He's a lengthy guy. He's very much like, he's maybe about, you want to say 6 foot. He's really tall. You see, but not built. He's tall but lean. Not even lean built, just it's like a gangly little thing. Tall thing in this case, but for the most part, you see he kind of pulls up, gets in a comfortable position to establish his dominance, and goes, "They really took everything out in order to pull out the red carpet. To be honest, you look like you belong in one of them, was it retirement homes?"
If you would have forgotten to lock the door 20 years ago, you'd be in an early grave right now. Just don't, just remember that.
You see he pulls up his shirt where the bullet wound is. You missed my heart, sweetheart. Usually if someone tries to screw me over, I like to have a little bit of a date, wine and dine.
You fang fucks don't have a heart.
Coming from the wet dog having a...
Well, this dog, he still has his bite.
Care to show it? As you see, it gets a little bit tense. You know the Reavers got your back. They pull up with whatever they have. You'll also see that the Pythons pull up as well, as there's a tense moment here. Before anything happens, I want to see how you do against... I want to see how you we do here against my boy. So
Oh, no.
I'm
Okay.
going to ask for a... I'm going to say... I'm trying to think... Are you trying to be more, because this is going to be intimidation. I leave it up to you whether if you want this to be more charisma in terms of trying to like get everybody to know what's going on, or if you want this to be more of a composure.
Oh, I'll
you
do
don't lose it.
composure.
So you want to do composure?
Yo,
All right,
knock
let's
if
do
you buck, my
composure.
friend. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. I should have brought a rolling thing, but okay. Get that sweet ASMR. We haven't played in a week. Yeah, a week. So okay, cool. 10. That's what I was making sure. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. Oh, you're muted.
excuse me. I rolled the wrong set dice and I re-rolled again. Complete shit. But what did you? How many successes did you get?
So I got 2 10s and an 8, so 5 successes.
All right, he only got 2. Because it's just 3, 3, 1, 9, 6. So only 2 successes. How do you establish dominance here, my guy? How do you pull up to this man as he's trying his best to be like, this guy doesn't scare me. Never scare me.
I look past him. I look at the people he's brought. Look back at him and kind of share this look that says, you know, before they can get to us, I'll already have your heart outside of your body. But then kind of like hearing Aloy, the conversation they had in the previous episode, he like composes himself very visually. You can see he just takes like a deep breath. You got the goods?
Didn't anyone tell you? Daddy dearest? We are the goods.
Does Aloy know about this?
You see, as you bring up Eloy, he kind of is coming through going, all right, what's going on here?
Nothing. Just sharing a little bit of a reunion.
You see, he kind of pulls up to Luca. Luca? Hey, Eloy, put it. You see, he just very much, to the shock of everyone, handshake of something of like a firm business as everyone, even the Reavers and Pythons are going up and just talking, muttering to themselves. You see Eloy go, all right, everyone, as you can see, we got the last piece we needed for this heist. So I'm gonna ask for the heads to head over to the house and we're gonna talk the plan. Everyone else, get ready. Like time's gonna be upon us and that's when we're gonna hit. What are y'all waiting for? Freaking invitation, go! Everybody kind of just like depart. With that in mind, I will say, for the purposes of here, Dia, you're definitely going to be invited to sort of this main thing. I want to say for my other one, the only question here is for Face. Face, I think you are allowed to go. My question is, are you gonna go?
I think Face is very much taken aback for a moment. And I think because Face is in the middle of a story and was like talking and blah blah blah. For people around who have not seen Face before, this is the first time Face has gone not just quiet, but eerily quiet. So I think Face is not even thinking about going to the meeting right now. I think Face is kind of just like, like hasn't even crossed his mind to go in there.
As you are kind of starstruck here, you do notice that Lorena does clock you. And whether it be on purpose or if it is just the natural way they walk, just due to the fact that it's been so long, they very much come in a sultry way. And getting into a comfortable distance, kind of go, hey, Face.
I
Been a
think
long
Face takes
time.
a second and is kind of just like, and then stops himself from saying it. And it's like, hey, hey, it's been a minute.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. And points to the patch.
Looks like somebody else also got a bit of a promotion, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got loyalty, it earned some points.
thick and sewn, sticks and
Yeah. Well, you're here now, so
yeah. Eloy wanted to squash the beef between us. You get a cut of the money. Not enough to. You'll still be able to clear debt. Bit of an alliance. It is something we were always hoping for when we were an item.
yeah. But see, we're hoping. I think it just stops the sentence. I don't think is that it just stops it. Just like yeah. Good thing, I guess.
Well, that's good, I guess. You see very much someone's like, "Hey, Lorena, come on. I have to go."
Yeah, I'll see you. See you in there. I have to I gotta just make sure everyone out here is cool. You know, there's if we all the heads go inside, what's gonna happen to everybody? You know, out of here.
Yeah. You stay safe out there.
I always do.
To strangers in the night, she briefly walks past you. Do you just very focus, or do you kind of very much weakness in this moment as they walk past?
I think Face tries to keep staring forward, and then kind of does like turn to look.
I think for you, especially with you being wolf, you smell that sweet scent they always leave behind, as it is slow motion, ever so passing, without them noticing, and the memories flood in your as they walk off towards the house. With
Yeah, I
Oh,
think Face just kind of like hands in pockets and kind of just like takes a shallow breath as to not have the scent linger.
Nevertheless, you continue forward. With that, my other peeps here, as we kind of refocus, we find ourselves in the sort of makeshift of this old house, to be honest. If we're being honest with ourselves, as we see a sort of makeshift map of the cavern with everyone around. With that, Eloy gets all the important people of the club, and you also do see Ivy here from El Paso Charter. It's on the right with the last and surprising member of Python, Luca. As you see Eloy kind of go, "All right, everyone is here. We can continue with the plan here. I'm going to give it up to Ivy to lay it out for." See Ivy kind of pull up. "Thank you very much. All right, gentlemen and ladies. We are here to do a very simple smash and grab, though simple is going to be a very exaggerated term here. Pull up a map of the area, which you can see is this sort of very tight corridor, or sort of like tight cavern that kind of opens up on both ends. It's very much like this depot is built in between like the crack of where this is, providing almost like a makeshift like Panama Canal in a sense. It's like you have to go through security to get through either side. You see, they look at this convoy and go, "Fantastic. So, this convoy here, belonging to Song International, everyone we all hate." As you see everybody in agreement, yeah. With that in mind, 3 parts. The head office boys here put a pretty penny into this bad boy. There's going to be 3 parts. The first concerning parts here are the left and right, or the back and front, depending on how you look at it. As you see, they pull up like these cardboard pieces to represent These are going to be made of the private security Humvees that may or may not know that we are creatures of affliction. We don't know if they have a little bit of silver or other remedies of a holy nature as they gesture to their Python member. So, we have to get rid of these folks. The middle is where we are interested most. That is the train itself, and specifically they point to one section of this train. It's the main load. This is where they kind of have everything in terms of their financial documents, anything of value, and most importantly, what we all love, money. Now, we're in a bit of a luck as this depot here is a bit of a refueling stop, which means that they have to sort of lock themselves into the depot and then open their valves and reload. So it's a long process, and with that, they're not able to escape if any danger happens. It's a lot of unloading, which is good for them. So we have a simple yet effective plan. Luca, will you please take the rest of the party? You see he kind of pulls up. All right. So, as you can see, and as we told you, there's going to be two teams. Team number one here is going to be taking care of the convoy. We're going to be acting as the aggro or the diversion, if you will. And we're going to take these bad boys off the convoy. We got a little bit of gasoline and some desert grass in some areas to get all those bad boys chasing after us. Like the good old times, right, my guy? As he sort of looks over to you, Theo. Good old diversion.
If he doesn't get his macho man sounding ass out of my fucking face, I swear to God.
As I was saying, we're gonna cause a little bit of distracting, so that's gonna be team one. If we gotta get in a firefight, that's how it goes. Team number two is gonna be a little bit more of our smarter, so Theo, not you, my big guy. More of our little bit more agile foe. They're gonna be the ones actually doing the heist. You're gonna be going into the depot, dealing with any security, and getting past the security that may be within the cargo hold itself. Any lockboxes, anything of that nature, and pretty much we're gonna steal everything before they have time to call the cop. Or security comes and takes it away. With that, you see Eloy kind of go, that's the plan. We have two teams here. So before we do the assigning of whatnot, any questions? You see everybody's kind of like, do you have any questions?
Nothing that wouldn't start a fight.
All right. I'm going to relay the orders to everyone. We don't necessarily understand your whole loadout here, as Luca kind of pipes up, so you can let all the other wine babies know. My team, since we're the macho men, we were so proudly called, are going to take on the diversion, because we know how to get shit done. You see Ivy kind of go, well, I'm going to be on team 2, for sure. I know Eloy's going to stand back here. He's going to act as lookout with anybody that doesn't feel confident enough to be a part of it. Let your groups know, and we're going to head out within 20 minutes. All right. See, everybody kind of departs here. Theo, as everybody's kind of, departing and everything kind of getting ready, is there anybody you want to talk to or anything like that before we get into the whole assigning business?
Ooh. I think Tio's gonna look over at Face and go, yo, Young and the Restless.
Not listening. I'm just kind of staring off.
And is gonna come up and like one that hard like Tio clap on the back.
Okay, hold on. I feel like as you wound up, because Ace is right next to it,
Like-
Asa would like block it. Just tap.
Hands on the shoulder. Now we gotta do this.
I'm sorry, what?
Is it gonna be a problem?
Immediately, like,
Are they gonna be a problem?
Only
Mm-mm.
Aza sees it, but eyes go from like this kind of like far off look to the usual intensity of like, listen, at least I don't. Listen, old dog. You're the one who has been about to rip the head off a python. So maybe we should be more worried about you.
If
Seeing
I
as
don't
we're all
talk
fuck
shit,
something else.
if I don't talk shit right now, I'm gonna fucking explode later. So you're being quiet. So I need you to.
Explode later. Just join Team 1.
Are you gonna be okay? I can bury my shit, but that's a whole different type of shit. That's a whole different type of shit I don't even want to get into.
Listen, old dog, I am fine. So how about you worry about yourself and your age-old beef, and make sure that you can get your walker ready and put it on the motorcycle, all right?
Just know they're a python now. And maybe they were something before, but right now, that just means they're no good. They will, and I mean they as in the whole organization, they will fuck us if we don't watch our backs.
Doesn't say anything, and kind of just like, you can go now.
He just backs off.
Mm.
Let the pup stew for a bit.
I think Face, without really looking at Iza, will go up to. I will walk out and walk up to Trick and Colibri.
Cast, you kind of have this sort of semicircle. I don't know if Theo, would you follow suit, or are you kind of just off to the side, just commiserating?
I think at this point Tio's gonna let the youngins
young
have their
kids
space. Yeah, have their
figure it out, okay.
space.
Yeah. So the kids table confirms party as you all get together.
Just to confirm, Trick and Colibri, we were not privy to this meeting,
You were not
right?
privy to it, but you do get the information of there's going to be one team acting as a version, and there's going to be one
Mhm.
time doing the actual heist, like in terms of going past security and sort of getting things
Yeah.
from.
Did we see the whole interaction when the python showed up and like
Oh,
face?
everyone saw that. Everybody saw
Yeah.
the main confrontation. Not everybody saw the other confrontation that was happening.
Okay.
I do want to roll something before we get into this scene.
Fantastic.
I want to see if I can sense the true form. So I get to roll my wits and wisdom to see what they are. And it's
For who specifically?
the pythons.
Okay.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
Not too hard due to the fact that it's like almost like a sense of like going into like a radioactive zone and pulling on a Geiger counter. You can see a majority of these individuals are something of an undead nature. I don't know if Trick necessarily understands what a kindred is or understands that, but I think you understand to some level these are kind of vampirics in nature just because you sense an undead aura and you can see some fangs. Couple people that don't have melatonin in their skin are very much more paler than normal. So for the most part, it's a matter of deduction.
Okay. Okay. So I just turn to Colibri. It's like, Primo, is it just me, or are those? There's something else. They're not like us.
Would Sylvia had told Colibri about kindred?
I'm gonna say no because that's not very much. He doesn't need. There's no like casual conversation starter. I don't think
Mhm.
he really knows about them. You know, of course, but for
Mhm.
him, either he's never noticed because he was just a mortal going around doing his day job. Could have
Mhm.
met one, but for the most part, he doesn't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but it feels like a chill just runs down my spine just looking at some of them. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And as I see Face coming over,
Hmm.
okay, are you here to talk shit again more?
No, calm down. I'm here because I think you see Face's this facade is a little shaken, but it's more just serious at the moment. It's like, listen, I want to just prep you guys because the van thing that happened earlier, that's small potatoes. Barely even scratches the surface. What
Wait,
we're
you're
about
saying
to
that
do,
there's more?
yeah. Did you not hear?
We were outside.
Well, I mean,
We're
like
not really.
that they told you. We're doing a heist, and we're gonna have to either be a big distraction or sneak into some places and take care of some things. Peaceful enough things.
Okay. Sounds fun.
We got
But
each other.
Yeah. That aside, it was Face, right?
yeah,
What are
you
they?
can remember. That's good.
Hey, take it easy.
My bad. What or what?
What are they? They're not like us, but they're something off about them.
You ever
They
watch
smell
Twilight?
weird.
Okay, I think I know where this is going.
Yep. I mean, you can literally turn into a wolf. I don't think it's that far of a stretch to imagine that.
No, it's not. This isn't a face of disbelief. This is a face of course.
I'm mostly shocked that you used Twilight
It's a good
for
movie.
the rep.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty good movie. One of I watched it with somebody in the past, and it wasn't too bad.
Like a comedy sort of situation. You just kind of like get together and you laugh at it because it's so far off from like what things are like in real life.
I think me and Face look at each other and have that knowing look of like we've dated someone who liked Twilight at a certain point. It's like,
It was a
no,
face.
no, it's just it's yeah, sometimes you gotta be into it.
Yeah.
I think without even looking over Face's shoulder, just says, "Fix your face."
Okay.
That's this.
Also, you
Uh,
know that whatever it is that was,
What was?
I don't gotta talk about it, man.
Yeah, I think that's
Uh,
good. I'm glad.
Look, all I'm gonna. We're young. Shit like that's gonna happen. It's gonna suck.
I'm just starting to like you, so maybe keep your opinions to yourself.
My first time someone says I'm likable. Thanks.
That's so sad.
The only one who usually likes me is this guy over here, so.
Okay. Moving past that, your weird, sad lives. You gotta pick. Distraction or sneaking.
I look at Colibri at this point.
Colibri looks at Trick and then looks over at Aza. Aza's here, right? Oh
Nope.
no.
Oh,
Did not
Oh,
did
no.
not follow.
Oh, I
Did
thought you
not
were. Okay,
follow.
then no.
No, you
Because
you
yeah.
you just walked out and straight to them. So it's just like I'm gonna let him chill.
Okay.
Honestly, you have more experience with this.
Fuck, don't leave it up to me. this is
Here's-
out of character.
I think, yeah, I think we did pretty great last night when it came to being sneaky. Based on experience, I say we all stick together. I trust every one of us. And we stay with the sneaky crowd.
Face looks at Trick. I see if you agree.
I think the same way. Honestly, I'd rather not. If I can get in and out unseen, that's more my speed. So.
And I think you see for a moment in Face's eyes of genuine consideration. Of like, that's a good point. And I'd rather I'm more of a talker anyways. But then out of the corner of their eye, can I make a check to see what group Lorena's going to?
I don't think you have to roll for this because you were in the meeting. They're gonna go with their boss, so there's very much they're gonna go with their press. They're going with distraction.
Come on, come with your boy.
Come with your tío, come on with your tío, come on, mira, no fue.
So I'm gonna roll a dice for a coin flip to see how Face is feeling.
No,
Please do.
choose the worst option.
The worst option, they're both bad options because if Face goes with distraction, I'm gonna keep it 100. If Face goes to distraction, Face is already distracted and will say and do something to fuck it up.
We love
If I
it.
go with not even distraction, I mean when I go with stealth, that's what's happening. If I go with distraction, immediately I'm going for the biggest option. So
It's a lose-lose
you-
situation.
you-
Go.
If you fuck
Everyone
it up, we might be able to tear Lucas' head off tonight. So
okay. So evens distractions, odds stealth. Face looks at you both. Kind of, you see Face looks to the side, and then like kind of claps you both on the shoulders. It's like, you'll be in good hands.
What is that supposed to
Kind
mean?
of walks. This is like, don't worry. I think I'm less of a stealth man. So I'm an enforcer. I know you're new to the club, so let me walk you through the baby steps of this. I'm an enforcer, which means I gotta go loud. So I think you both brought up good points. Smart. Especially for new puppies like you. But I need to go do what I gotta do.
Well, the face typically is the one that gets punched first, so have fun.
That was pretty funny. That one was clever. I'll be honest. It's pretty good.
Does a little bow.
Curtsy.
Weirdo. Anyways, then walks back. Walks away.
Interesting guy.
Yep, pretty interesting.
Also,
I-
if he fucks with you, continues to fuck with you, you let me know.
I think I can handle myself, but thank you.
Okay.
Can I make an insight roll to whatever that was? The face.
Sure. This is definitely gonna be was it double checking stuff here? in terms, sorry,
Selena
I feel
Gomez's "The Heart Wants What It Wants" starts playing in the background softly.
What it wants. It's definitely gonna be a wit, sure, wit plus awareness. If you be so kind,
Okay.
I think maybe good.
I roll 7 dice for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's insight. What am I doing here?
Gross.
I didn't notice insight. Please, insight and wit.
Same amount.
You're
Fantastic.
sick. You're sick. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Get out of my head.
Get out of my head.
Just 4 successes.
4 successes. I will say there's something, you just don't know what it is. It could be just, maybe he is dealing with somebody he's dated. Maybe he's just nervous. Maybe it's like he's a complicated person in terms of there's so many dimensions of asshole there that you just don't know what is bothering him.
Okay.
So he's an enigma, but you do notice there is something in this camp effect. And it did start with the pythons. But in terms of whether it be romantic or past or whatever, you don't know.
Well, I hope whatever's bothering this guy doesn't get us killed.
Well. You know how it ended for Bella and Edward, so I don't know. Like,
I mean, I think they got out all right.
I don't know.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
died, right?
I think so.
Oh.
As long as as long as it's not us. We got
I got your
this.
back.
I got your
Yeah.
back.
That assurance. Coming out of this camera, kind of panning over the area, we got 2 teams here. Distractions gonna be Theo, Face, and I'm assuming Isa is going to be joining distracting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, on the opposite team, we have our little stealthy stealths doing the actual robbery, both Cobrijo and also Trick.
I think we're being brought into the distraction as well. I think that was the whole thing. Was that? Am I correct?
Oh.
Am I correct in reading that?
What?
Or
No,
are you leaving us to? Okay.
I was leaving you.
I thought-
his own
But you
Okay.
want it to be that, though.
No.
This
No.
was Face being like, listen, my choice is distraction. You both brought up great points. If that's what you want to do, that's what you do. I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
We're like, faces out here just fucking thins up.
But with that in mind, we're set, we're all ready to go, and nighttime come as we hear that sound of the train coming along. With that, we're going to take a quick break before we get into the chaos of all this going on here.
Oh.
So, use El Baño, get a snack, get comfortable. We'll be right back with some more Embers of Rage. We'll see you soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of Embers of Rage. As we're about to go into heist time, one announcement right quick. As you probably noticed, where's the VOD for episode 1? Well, let me tell you there, little Timmy. We just been on a bit of a backlog there. But don't worry, as this Sunday, we're going to have double VODs, including
Double
episode 1 and
VODs?
double VODs,
Two
little
for the price
Timmy.
of one.
That's right.
Mom, put on the television.
It's going to be on VOD YouTube for you to watch at your leisure. But with that in mind, are we ready, my wolves, my heisters, for the second half of this?
You betcha, sir.
We love it here, Macho Man Randy
You
Savage.
gotta do
is now
the
just
fingers whenever you do monster.
fingers. Listen here, Tio.
If
With
that voice pops up in my dream tonight, I swear to God.
Your sleep paralysis.
Morales is demon macho
It's
man.
Chris.
With that in mind, the camera goes off. The train has already cut its way through. You get a little bit of a better picture here without any sort of needing to roll. And right about the convoys. These things are kind of like Humvees, and you can see not necessarily like miniguns, anything like very, not like war, but more about private military. You can see that they have heavy machine guns, kind of ordnance you wouldn't necessarily see in typical security. But for the moment, I'll start off with my distraction team. As you guys see, the train is pulling in. It's going in the process right now, locking and everything. And you see there is a spotter just looking up on sort of the top ramparts of where the house is. And as you see, there's sort of like a, with the lights giving you a bit of a signal. As you see Luca look over to you, Theo, and go, "Hey, would you do the honors?" As he gives you a matchstick.
Let's blow this popsicle stand. Sorry, I tried to think of something else, but that's what I came up with.
Everybody, yeah, it's right.
The old man.
I love how the two players that
talking.
are with you were the only two that were like, "Oh my fucking god."
Oh my god, the old man is just like, but it's like there's another reference to something.
I think he has no cards.
You
I
throw
do.
it. And in that time in which kind of in between a break here, they have already set up their side of the plan. You see you're in a patch of like dry grass, and with that the gasoline that's poured begins to just, you guys can't hear anything because you're not technically tuned into their radios because you don't know what their frequency is. But you can see that a number of Humvees from the side in which you guys are on begin to sort of pull around here. With that in mind, what are we doing here? You see everybody's kind of very much, they are driving on their motorcycles, either motorcycles or buggies that they have here, but they're still very much silent mode here. So no lights, probably because most of them don't need them to begin with, including you. As you can kind of see already what's kind of going on for the most part. But what are we doing here as everybody begins to just very slowly get a position to drive away at a very fast speed?
So let me get this straight. We've lit a fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big one. What else is around?
You see that you are, think of a cavern very much like a V shape here in terms of the center, the sort of where the point is where the depot is. And the more out it goes is just a bunch of desert grassland, desert area, a lot of grass, dry patches of grass under there. So very much it opens up. On the sort of right side of where you are, you can see there is caverns where the train tracks came from. So there's an area from where they kind of came from that you can either go there or you can go straight into the open field. Half and half, because like open field, yeah, you get free reign, but also no cover, versus the sort of more tunneled kind of pathway on the right there, where it's like harder for you to shoot, but also you got to be pretty good at driving unless you crash into this bad boy.
I think FaZe starts aiming their motorcycle to the left for the open field because FaZe is in the mood to really get up in someone's face.
Fantastic. So you very slowly begin to go to the left. What about my other ones? Are we going following suit, or are we thinking of something out of the box here?
I would think that as Asa sees face go that way, their attention turns toward. You said there was only one sniper?
No, there's like a bunch of, there's no snipers at the moment. Nobody's paying attention. Again, it just started. So very much like there's a convoy, maybe about 3 cars. So 3, 4, about maybe 12 people in total, kind of just beginning to go off or veer off from the back.
Okay, so I think Asa would hold for a second to see if snipers do come in because Asa's more worried about those guys. And Asa has a, if allowed, I had a cannon in my items that Asa would have one of those little what do they call them? They use on cats.
Laser
Pointer that can reach some of the snipers.
Fantastic. So you kind of hold a little bit of an action there, kind of just in case somebody with a long distance tries to get at you guys. Dio, what about you? What are you doing here?
Ooh. Theo is gonna try to pull these fools in front of the train. He's gonna try to beat the train. He's gonna try to play in that deadly zone.
So are you running away or are you going towards these guys?
Oh no, we're dragging them away from the train. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you drag them away. You can go towards them. That's your prerogative. But
I was gonna try to make the train smash into. No, that's fine. I mean, split the forces. So if Face is going, left and Easy's shining that light of theirs, then I'm going right. But I'm being loud about it. I got the vroom, vroom, like I crank it.
Yeah, everybody's trying to be stealthy. Meanwhile, you are loud as hell. As you see Luca going, you freaking idiot. As you see, vroom, vroom, vroom. And with that, you can see immediately fire going on and you revving your engines. You can see that at this point, the lights from the Humvees turn on as you can just
take off.
Hey, who's there? Oh, vroom. You go through, you see Luca, the fucking idiot. All right, everybody, let's go. And with that, you see all the lights turn on. Everybody begins to just vroom, vroom, vroom. For you, Easy, you could see there is no long distance from these guys here. You do notice that there may be somebody with something of a long range in the tower of the depot, but in terms of the convoy that's chasing you, very much mid to short range.
Easy. Are there any people on top of the Humvees?
More on the sides at the moment. You see that there is a sort of a latch where they can go on top. For the moment, they're just the cars at the moment. So they're just very much in it and just driving towards you.
Isa would try to sneak around the back of them. Try to get around back to them.
Okay, all right. I'm going to ask here for a dexterity plus your stealth here.
Which are really high.
Oh, ooh.
I should have been in the other group, but okay. That's 4 successes.
4 successes. I'll say for the moment, you're able to just go around. You're about, in terms of like you're circling them, you have halfway through. So there's probably maybe one more, unless somebody does something, for you to be completely around them. But you begin to position yourself. Quick question for me here. Are we doing this on your motorcycle or are we in another form here for my purposes?
On the motorcycle.
Okay, fantastic. So motorcycle. As that's going on, they're beginning to divert away. We go back to our 2 cousins over here. As you see the fire going on, trucks going in, you can see from where your vantage point is, there seems to be maybe somebody of a sniper or long distance. But with that in mind, the other individuals that are here, Sylvia, primarily being the main person here. Sadly, though, Trick, you do notice VP Paco is also here. As well, still giving you dirty looks in the midway of this. And with that, kind of go, all right, everybody, be quiet. As you see, they begin to sort of go down. For my 2 cousins here, what are we doing?
So we're with Paco, correct? And we're
Paco
going.
and Sylvia being head of the group there.
Okay. Let's see. I know for Colibri, I think they would like to stay in the back of the group, just kind of like keeping an eye out, and also like trying to scent or smell for like any like if anything comes close to their like the perimeter of like where they're starting to head over.
If you'd be so kind, what's in awareness, just to see perception, smell-wise, to see if we get anything.
Yeah.
As you're rolling that for me there, Trick, what are you doing?
Trick, and this is a roll I probably would have done like before we started. I would have wanted to try to figure out what kind of equipment this military thing, like this private military service, would have.
I'll say for the benefit of this, you don't have to roll because you have just such enough time to just like you're not really under pressure,
Mhm.
not enough to warrant like you have to roll for this. From what you see, they have standard, a little bit above security. Very much, you see they have military weapons, but in terms of what they have, maybe a bit of low maintenance. Very much like maybe whoever bought security for this was being a wee bit cheap. And you can see that in terms of the depot security itself, they have sort of military weapons, but not of danger, maybe about mid-level danger rather than high, versus the convoy, which you see they have been paid very well and thoroughly, and they're trained. So
Okay.
you can see Depot kind of like a 9 to 5 guy versus mercs trained hard, served in wars in that convoy chasing.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I know that wasn't done. Because I did my roll,
Mhm.
and it says on, with the werewolf rules, that a pair of brutal results, which is a 1 or 2 on rage d10. I rolled 2 2s on both of my rage die.
For the benefits here, I don't think you're gaining anything only because it is
Okay.
positive when you're like actively fighting someone, you get 4.
Okay.
But
Okay.
since this is you just smelling, not necessarily being in a confrontational stance, it's just gonna count as failures.
Mhm. And
So,
it was it was those 2 and then 2
successes.
Mhm.
All right. With that, in terms of smelling, it's a little bit hard. You're in the desert, and you get sand in your nose every occasionally, so it's a little bit hard. From what you can smell, people and guns and sand. So what you already knew, nothing specific. As you're sort of going through. Before I get back to you, Trick, what were you going to do in this sense? In terms of
Oh.
what's going on here.
Do they have any form of technology on them? Like walkie-talkies or whatever?
Yeah, walkie-talkies for sure. Because you could see like guy in the rampart very much on the shoulders. Pretty much the main communication what's going on between them of just like
I want to
going
jam
through.
that.
All right, give me an attempt here.
So it says that I use my resolve and my honor, which is 2, and resolve is 3. Need to make a rage check.
Make a rage check for me.
I'm good for my rage.
Fantastic. So as you're kind of doing that rolling check,
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Okay, spending a willpower. I don't know if you ever I don't think you ever reroll.
Oh, I do have a reroll. I do have
You
a
have a reroll.
I do have a reroll. I can just do a reroll.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Okay, now it's very much that luck situation here.
There we go. 4 successes.
4 successes. With that, you kind of again tuning in with the nature around you. You can hear the static. I'll say in terms of what you roll, it's not affecting you at the moment. Though if it kind of lasts a little bit longer, it may start to affect your own communication. But for the moment, very focused on enemy. At the moment. So with that, have that in mind. You see that even though Paco has been just on your ass, very much gives a nod of just like smart thinking. Kind of going through. Colibri, were you going to say anything before you continue on this track here?
No. I think Olivia is just going to be in heightened awareness.
Okay.
They do have a favor that the favor like of the owl, which adds 1 die to athletics or stealth. When it's related to traversal, escape, or infiltration. So,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. So with that, you guys go down. No needing to roll stealth yet because you're still a bit far away. And again, very distracted by fire. As we go back, you're going through, getting close to that door. We go back to our distraction team. With that in mind, we see that 2 individuals here. One's trying to sneak around. One is going forward. For you, Face, what are you doing? You just riding hard, or are you trying to do something special here?
I think for a moment, Face is about to like gun it out the way. but then looks to his side and tries to see what Yurina's doing.
They're focused. They're doing their mission. They're just riding as fast as they can. Hair in the wind. Very distracted again for the moment. We're like, focus.
And I think in that moment, a lot of feelings come up. And looks to my right that it could do that, and then Face looks to the left and kind of assumes Ida is like sneaking off, and kind of is just like, you know what, fuck it. Turns the bike completely left and charges towards the Humvee, and is going to like wheelie it to crash on their hood and like do like a crash and then zoom off the top.
Give me a dexterity plus driving here, my good sir, because this is.
Oh, I'm not good at either of those.
Yeah, this is a bit of a maneuver here.
Chris, why don't you fucking believe in me, dog?
I'm sorry. You think you're Captain America all of a sudden?
Why don't you believe in me? Why don't you believe in me? What the fuck? So I roll with my rage dice plus 3 because it's my dexterity plus 1, right? So 5 dice.
If you're doing the motorcycle trick, who's driving the car?
You are. So here's a question for you. Just a reminder for everyone who's watching, because
Oh no.
just a reminder. What's a success and what's a fail?
A fail is, I believe, below 5, and a success is a 5 or above.
6 and above.
6 and above.
6 and above. Sorry, 6
and
and above.
Yeah.
6 and above.
So that's 2 successes.
But what were they on? Isn't it a little bit opposite with rage dice?
Well,
Oh,
rage, if you hit a 1 or 2 on rage.
You get a reroll, cleric.
I got a reroll. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
You get to reroll only your
Oh,
regular dice
God.
and not the rage
What?
dice. Only the regular, not the
That's fine.
rage.
The rage got an 8, so we're good. The rage got an 8, and then I think the rage was 3. The other one was a 3.
I'm pretty sure we each have a reroll too. Those.
Yeah, for everybody else, you do have a reroll.
Let's
So.
go. Let's go. Hey, you should check the chat again. I think there's another reroll.
No.
Yeah, there is. No, there is.
Yeah, we just.
Yeah.
You do have another
It
reroll.
says
Why? Do
this
you need
reroll,
it?
Now,
please.
What's up?
Oh, you got another
I think-
one.
Yeah, I got another one. It's crazy.
You
What?
really want
That's
this to work, huh, Jess?
abusing.
Stop praying for my nephew. He's already
Because
too
I'm
powerful.
going to be very
Oh,
frank here of what I've
God.
rolled. I'm going to be very frank. I rolled a 1 and 2 2s.
Oh God.
So, you know what? Actually,
You got
know what?
another
Okay,
one.
No,
Stella
no,
gave
no.
you another.
Honestly, I'm gonna own this.
Keep
Okay, I'm owning it. Honestly, I'm owning it. That's the roll. The one
Wait,
was-
that's your
I'm owning
rage
it.
die, right?
No, that's not my rage die. My rage die stays the rage die was an 8 and a 3.
Okay. So
I'm,
that's like
crazy.
I'm
that's a
glad we are
brutal
doing
outcome.
something
So how many
simultaneously.
successes do we have here?
With the new one, 1.
Oh, okay, 1. Okay, so with
But that's
that,
rage
you
dice.
yes. So with that, you have the fire distraction. You go. You know what? I'm gonna be a hero, right? You turn around. You go charging towards this. With that, you see these Humvees are not stopping, and as you begin to try to lift up your motorcycle, this thing is heavier than you thought. And as you do, the motorcycle gets hit. You go flying off, and you find yourself hitting into the windshield, and then later on hitting the ground. I'm gonna say this is probably about 2 damage here. So not the super hardcore damage here, just 2 points off the
Superficial.
bat. Superficial. For me, as you get off your motorcycle and immediately get hit by the windshield and land on the ground, you all see this and see homeboy is now in trouble because that was the front leading convoy car, the Humvee. As that happens, they begin to swirl around one of these as the other 2 are gonna take pot shots at you real quick as they're going by.
I can dodge
Because
that.
it's
That's so
just
easy. I can dodge that.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right.
Far away
Famous,
is he
famous last
from me?
words, by the way. Everyone.
I'm gonna
Because
dodge that.
How
For-
close is he, by the way, to me? Because I was driving up.
You're a bit distance. If it gets your turn, you can run towards him, but you see this happen. And this is very fast.
No,
You're
I'm
just
on
like,
my bike.
Oh, you're on your bike. So
Yeah, I'm on my
I still
bike.
think when you can get to him on your turn, but the moment this is happening to him,
Yeah.
just because of his consequences of his actions. But I'm gonna need you to roll for me dexterity plus, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think.
Athletics is
Yeah, I
athletics
think
is
that'd be best,
your
yeah.
thing.
Can you pick
Athletics
something else?
for me, please.
Pick something else.
I'm trying to see, unless you can make a very good
Bro.
argument for
I think
something
persuasion would be great here. You could persuade the
actually,
dwarf not to eat.
yeah, I think persuasion would be great. Actually,
else. If you
subterfuge.
want, I
So
will
here's what
say,
I'm
if
saying.
you want, if
Bro,
you
you're
want,
gonna get a
instead trying
shoe in
to,
your mouth.
I'll give you two options here.
Open up the
Either,
gate.
I'll give you two options here. Either you try to dodge this, or you just be like, I surrender, and try to like decept these guys into thinking of like, I'm sorry, just like, oh, it's just a stupid kid.
Ace won't surrender, so we've already lost
Okay.
that. But let me make another argument. Let me make another argument here.
All right.
Did my motorcycle make a dent?
Yeah, it's still slightly operational.
Turns around, yells, "There's more where that came from," and jumps. So I like to roll intimidation. I like to add intimidation to that.
Bro, aren't you like 5'5"?
I'm gonna let you have this. You're gonna have dexterity still because dexterity because you're trying to run away from them, but intimidation for like there's more of us than you. So we'll see how this goes here.
So now I can roll. Now I can roll with 7 dice. So let's all.
That is wild.
Oh my god.
It feels illegal.
Does rage add on or does it replace dice?
Replace dice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it replaces dice? Oh shit. Oh, then I only have 5.
Okay. Still not bad.
Like your height.
Exactly. Okay. So wits, dexterity plus intimidation.
Everybody's seeing this. Just to let you know, it's not like, oh, why did I? Do you all hear and see this from different point of views?
Absolutely.
Let's fucking go. That is okay.
again.
Well, we have a mixed bag here. So we technically have 4 successes. 1 success being a 10 on the rage dice, but another being a 1 on the rage dice.
Okay. With that in mind, how many successes did you have again? For my knowledge.
4.
4. All right. With that, you kind of do that. You're gonna go. There's more where that came from, and I think they don't attack you, but that doesn't stop them from like getting close to you. You see the front Humvee is still coming after you, but the other ones don't shoot because they're just generally confused of what just happened. And just begin to move forward of just like this guy, they have, team lead's got this. Let's focus after the other two. In that moment, Isa, what are you doing? As you see 2 cars go past him and one is going towards him.
Any guys on foot near?
They haven't parked yet. I mean, that's generally the plan. They want to get close enough to like stop, but at the moment they're just driving.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it up to the storyteller because if it seems like they're slowing down, as if somebody's gonna get off the Humvee, then they have their original plan. But if
I would say they are stopping because he didn't roll that good enough to like get back on, so he's very much just like running in the direction. So they are going to stop and just like steady aim and fire.
But nobody's getting off the Humvee.
They're getting like one person's getting up. So
that's the person I want.
Fantastic. Right side of the car. So they kind of right front.
Pulling the wrist back all the way, holding onto the bike with one hand. Aza's going to try to grab the collar of the person and drag them on the asphalt the opposite direction.
Fantastic.
Aza's going.
I'm gonna say
once again
strength plus your brawling here.
Let's go. That is
going in this instance.
A lot of dice.
Let me roll for these bad boys here.
Or you could just not.
They have to roll. They get a chance. If
there's
Face
no
could
bad
do all
boys.
this shenanigans,
What happened?
let the enemy have a second.
I don't know. Whoa.
What did you get? Fuck me.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 2 regular successes.
Mm-hmm.
And then on both my rage dice, I got 1s.
which is a +4. So
A
you
+4
succeed.
because I'm trying to fucking hurt this guy.
How do you
So
hurt
that's
this
6.
man?
Maybe he trips a little bit as I grab his collar and goes face first into the ground for a second.
Fantastic. With that, you go in, grab him by his collar. You still are trying to get a handle of your own strength. And as you grab him, you pull him back so hard into the glass that, especially with your brutal outcome, he goes crack into the glass. You see his head begin to bleed before he falls on the ground. The guy in the front seat has kind of like a mask on at the moment and goes, "What the hell?" and is going to pull a pistol out and try to shoot you. But we'll resolve that later. Theo, what are you doing in this instance as you see these two kids are dealing with a car while the other 2 convoys are chasing after everybody else in the desert?
Don't worry, kid. Uncle's coming. And no pup left behind. And Teal is gonna take off, and try to. Oh, man, I can't really do any crazy maneuvers. I have no driving and dexterity of 1. That is not gonna work.
It's funny, all the motorcycle people have no idea how to
I
drive
can
this
craft motorcycles, which is
effectively.
honestly even better. But would it be possible for me to, as I crank, I just imagine Knights of Sidonia starts playing as I take off. I want to see if I can literally grab, like use my strength and grab and pick up base and like throw them on the back of my bike.
Yeah, if you be so kind, that's gonna be strength. Let's add your athletics in this moment. I think
Okay,
it's just
I can
standard.
feel that.
Just, grabbing him. You're not doing anything crazy with it.
Oh, we do have willpower. Okay, cool. So we
You
might
can
be able
reroll.
to-
Yeah, you can spend a willpower to reroll.
All right,
And you also
let's-
do have a
Willpower?
reroll.
I do have a reroll. All right,
Some
let's do
more
this.
than others.
What's that?
Come on, that magic.
Como se what?
Oh, why'd you fucking have to say that, Chris? Okay. Oh boy. Let me consult the scroll. Oh fuck. All right. I did get a success, but I also got 2 2s on my rage die, so that's a brutal outcome.
No, brutal outcome is 1.
Is when you're being more hostile. And it's
Okay.
1,
Oh,
Yeah,
it
you
I
need
don't
to
know if
get
you're
a 1.
necessarily- Yeah.
Oh, so the mechanic sheet I have says on 2, 1 or 2. So I'll take it on 1. I'll that's fine.
Hey, we can double check later. But for the purposes of here, I don't know if you're gonna add the because the thing is you're not hostile unless you think he's an idiot and you'd be like, "You're stupid boy."
Because it says if your aim was to damage or injure, then you.
Oh, okay.
So unless you're gonna be like you're gonna teach him a quick slap lesson in the middle of this, I'll leave it up
That's
to
not my
you.
intention, but maybe the dice say that I'm a little too heavy-handed. I don't know.
Okay,
You just get him by the
fantastic.
neck.
Yeah, by the
You-
scruff.
Theo's coming.
Grab him so hard that as he's trying to get to his motorcycle, you grab him, throw him to his motorcycle. Face, you hit into your motorcycle again. Take another point of superficial damage as you are yeeted into your motorcycle here. But you get to it. Well, that madness is going on. We
What
go
was-
back to. Oh, you were gonna say
Tio wants to
something here?
scream at the people that are like, because he still wants to keep the distraction up. He's gonna look and be like, "Oi, cabron, que pasa?" and just take off.
Fantastic. We'll deal with that later. We go back to our other team here. You guys are at the gate of this depot. You can see that at the moment there's only one person up, sort of with a sort of firearm. You can hear just maybe like a skeleton crew, because again, the time of night it is, but they seem to be just workers. They don't seem to be anybody armed per se. So what are we doing in this instance, as there seems to be one hostile with what looks like to be long range, but then again, no communication, so has no idea what's going on, and a bunch of just workers working at the depot. For my cousins, whoever wishes to go first.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted. He's doing hand signs.
I'm not sure if Colibri has anything right now. There is one gift that he has, which is the cat feet, which is like it helps him balance on any surface that uh carries his weight. So if there's any way to maybe get up on like, because we're in like a depot, like one of those like
Like a train depot, yeah. This is a refueling
Yeah.
station. So a bunch of crates. You see the main
Yeah.
trains there.
So I think if anything, Colibri would be able to maybe climb up certain areas and just like very sort of like almost like gracefully kind of like make their way certain areas, trying to keep as stealthy as possible as well, to try and see if they can get like a vantage point.
Fantastic. Are you trying to be stealthy with it, or are you using more of like the jumping to sort of get to where you want to go?
I would say stealthy with it for sure.
Dex plus stealth for me, please, then. With that in mind, for my lovely trick here, what are you doing? As you're able to get into the depot here, so you're kind of beginning to get in, but again, still guy on the top. So
How? So you said there's one armed guy, and how many other people?
skeleton crew about 5. You can see one's kind of just one's like working a crane on top of just like making sure that the fuel's going in, and then the other ones are just your standard loading, unloading. They're just doing a late night shift. No real like mercs or anything. Just your 9 to 5 guys just trying to do their best.
What is the likelihood of me knocking out this guy that's reloading the fuel?
If you can get there, hi. Again, he's just a normal Joe. He's not anything,
Okay.
out of this world.
Can I try to get to him? I'll stealth to him.
Fantastic. Make a stealth for me. So same check from you. Dex plus stealth. Colibri, what did we get?
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. So you are able to get to a vantage point. That's no problem. Only problem is that with the successes, you get to a point where you can see everything, but not to a point where you can act on things. You can let the guys below know, like, hey, go here, go there, go there. But you physically have to still do a bit of jumping to get there. So you're good at lookout, but in terms of intervention, not too great.
Okay. So just to make sure that I'm clear on what you said. So I'm good for a lookout, but if I were to do any action, I'd have to jump over to certain areas.
Yeah, it's gonna get hard. It's hard for you where you're at. You get a great viewpoint. It's not enough to be effective in terms of doing an action or something of that nature for these guys.
Okay.
Fantastic. What did we get? Trick.
Trick got a 3.
Trick got a 3. Fantastic. So with that, you are trying to go up. As you do, I will say, just due to the fact of the amount of lights that are kind of going on here, one guy is looking in your direction, but luckily for you, you have some teammates here who made some successful rolls and managed to just take the guy away, providing you with the opportunity for you to just easily, without having to do anything, because again, they're a normie, you can just very much unconscious there, as the crane, luckily enough, is in the position to fuel, but you for the moment here, nobody's going to suspect the thing.
Is he wearing like a overalls
Yeah,
of like a uniform?
So overalls with sort of like the highlight jackets at night to make sure you're like, hey, I'm over here, do not run into me, or I'm kind of working construction.
I take off that, like, his uniform, and I try to put it on.
Fantastic. You are putting that on. You do get a nod from Sylvia of very much like you could tell what they're asking. Their plan at the moment was just be like, this is a hold-up kind of deal. They look at you of like, should we do that, or are you going to try something here that's different?
I'm giving them like a
wait.
Like, yeah, I'm giving them like kind of like a just give me a sec kind of thing, and I put on the uniform, and I know that Colibri is trying to get to this guy. I am gonna try and talk to this guy and basically set Colibri up so this guy is like where he needs to be for Colibri to be able to like take the jump on him.
Sniper, just for my knowledge, is who we're talking about, or we're talking about somebody else?
Yes, the armed guy, that one armed guy.
Got it. Fantastic. With that, you're sending that up there for your cousin there. We go back to our 3 wombats here as you go, over to one of the guys in it. With that, they're going to take a quick pot shot at you, my lovely Easy, as you,
Bro,
they
if
kind
I
of
get
just,
shot, I'm literally gonna riot against homeboy later.
I'm going to end his
Right.
life.
We got mystical beers to heal
he-
you up.
With that, he does take a quick at you. From the damage you take, it's going to be
What? Then I
about,
take
2 points. This is normal bullets, so I think you still take damage just because of the form you're in. So 2 superficial here. As you
how do I
see,
mark that on here? Do I just
it's just
mark-
like 1 slash. So do you remember they're doubled? So I mean, you could just mark it, make a mental note that for the moment it has to all be slashed before you go slash again. But at the moment, you see, pulls out a pistol and begins to hits you in the shoulder. Luckily, the pain of it puts you down on the ground fast enough that the other ones don't hit you. But at the moment, you have been shot. At the moment,
if I'm off the bike? Or
I believe you're gonna be off. You're very much on the ground. So the bike is still there, and you can just pick up and go. But you're on the ground at the moment.
okay, so I got shot and fell off the bike.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh no. Yep, no, because my composure is so low, I'm gonna do it. Aza's gonna punch the guy that they were holding in the face and then just kick it back over to the bike to keep going.
Well, I will say the guy you were holding is unconscious because the.
I don't care. I don't
you're
care.
just gonna
I'm
punch
punching
him?
him in the face.
There you go.
Fantastic.
My
no
composure's a 1.
You're not hurting me, you're hurting your friends.
Yeah.
No roll necessary as he's already unconscious, so you just very much just punch him in the face again. You hear something crack, and
Good.
you can just see the other guy very confused of whether do I go after the guy on the motorcycle, do I go after you, do I go after the idiot in the front? So he's a little bit disordered here as you're sort of
Aza's
getting back on.
gonna look at that guy, whistle, flip him off, and then book it, like go back to the bike and just.
Fantastic. So he's gonna chase you. So
Good.
he's gonna be getting that in that direction there. For my other 2, what are we doing? As you see, homeboy is getting ready to put into gear and go straight after this person who thinks they're so fucking funny.
Am I by the door?
Say again?
Am I by the door of the car?
I will say because you went flying, so you're kind of like from in this case the front of it. So he's gonna be coming past you.
Wait, isn't Face on the back of the motorcycle?
But he's next to his motorcycle, so he can go back. But in terms of like where it was, he fell off. His motorcycle went a little bit farther ahead.
Mhm.
They turned around, so the headlights were pointing at him. So, Face, you're next to your motorcycle if you wish, but you do notice that the convoy car is coming near you to chase after
So-
Easy.
Yeah. That makes that totally makes sense. I'm gonna do something stupid.
Okay.
Which is very new and I don't know, on ground territory for me. Is the window open?
The car door is open, so it's because it's like flapping at the moment because it wasn't closed.
Sweet. Okay, then I'm jumping in the car.
All right, fantastic. Dexterity plus athletics, if you be so kind.
So, could I make the argument for intimidation again?
I'm going to say no because you're trying to jump into a car. You can't really, because you have to get into the car too in order to intimidate, I will say. Because you're trying to get in.
So
You can't, I'm intimidating jumping. He's not going to
I
notice.
only get 2 dice for this, so I guess they're both my rage dice.
Okay.
Shout out. That's a 9 and an 8.
9 and 8. So 2 successes. I will say you don't get in the car, but you're very much holding onto the door as you're being dragged along the dirt
I'm
here.
I'm climbing in there as fast as I can.
I will say you probably have to make another check, but the moment you're at least on it, so you're just dirt off the side as you're hanging on. As you see this, one is the convoy is not on you; it's chasing specifically at the one that flipped the bird at them. And you also do see Faze didn't get on his motorcycle like the idiot he is, and is now on the car door trying to get up. speechless. You just you were wild back in the day, but this is just stupid.
Good. You know what? Good for Face.
Let's go.
So I assume they're not chasing me if Face is staying.
No, they're chasing whatever direction Iza's going.
All right. I'm assuming I brought a weapon with me.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm riding up behind Ease. I'm trying to do the ride along till I get to the side of them of the car, like by the driver, and then just the aim with the sawed off. Yep. Oh no, this is not a
sawed off.
So
Dexterity plus firearms, please, sir.
I'll do it. I'll have to use that reroll, but I'll fucking do it.
These poor individuals.
Oh, do I not? Why did I not take any firearms? What is wrong
I
with me?
believe shooting is resolve in firearms.
Forgive me, resolve.
Okay, I'll do that. That's fine.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first rodeo with this system, so I'm learning. It's a learning experience for you
Oh,
and
wait,
me.
why did I shoot anything? I have 2 firearms.
I'm gonna run my reroll.
That's a good question. That is a very good question.
Cool. That is. Oh man, that's all successes on all the die. 3 successes.
Oh,
So that's also
With-
a brutal outcome though, because it's 2 successes on the rage die. Or no, that's only
Ooh.
1 and 2. My bad.
Fantastic. With that, you see this guy get shot. Where are you aiming, per se? Are you aiming for like body or arm or hand, or what are you specifically aiming?
How do I feel about these people? Am I just been told? Fuck. For the pack, man. For the pack.
For the pack?
I aim
what
for
are we
the
doing
most
for the
part-
pack?
Because it's the passenger window. I either aim for the upper torso or the face. I can't aim for the legs here.
Okay, so where are you aiming then? So
Like
it's
upper-
very important where you
Upper
body?
Upper body. Like most
Okay.
mass, but like whatever, just like kind of like a blind fire almost.
Yeah, so with the you do see some bullets do get in, but luckily he does have some protection. He's a merc, so these are the people that were paid. They have some protection against smaller firearms, but even at this close range, you see a number of blood just gets off the side. Ugh. He's gonna have a little bit of trouble driving, but he's still okay for the moment as he tries to crash into you and whatnot. As that's going on there, we cut back to our other individuals. Trick, I will say you do line up the shot here for your cousin, so I leave it up to you, Colibri, what you want to do with that information as he's lined up the sniper for you.
Colibri will try and do the jump over there. So I'm assuming it's going to be athletics.
I will say for this one, we'll do a little bit, even though it's a little unconventional. I will say stamina plus your athletics, because it's kind of at this point very much like Olympic long distance jump here. It's not necessarily like there's no necessarily you maneuvering. It's just you. How far can you go?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm actually pretty good at those. It's 6 and above is for the
Success.
That's my little sheet. Ooh.
Cheat sheet.
I'm gonna re-roll. I think this is gonna be my first re-roll.
You got a free reroll, so you don't have to spend
Yeah,
your
and
willpower
it's-
yet.
So I for the re-roll, I just roll all 3 of like the regular dice, not the rage dice, right? Or is it just one?
It's
Exactly.
one dice, so
Just one die?
No, up to
Okay.
3 of the
Oh, up
to
regular. Yeah.
up to 3 of the regular. My bad.
Okay. I'm gonna just roll 2 of those. Okay, much better. That is gonna be 4 successes.
Fantastic. With that, you have to put a lot of energy into your legs, focusing on that sort of animalistic part of you as you just barely make it in. And at this point, without having to roll, you can just, however you want to take out this guy, whether it be like choke or if you want to be a little bit more lethal with it, I leave up to you.
Yeah, I think as Trick is distracting him, Colibri is essentially going to jump down into this person's body, essentially almost like crushing down onto him, and just immediately knocking him out.
Fantastic. You see, not even a chance to say anything. You hear something crack. It's not going to be a good day for him at the doctor's. But with that, clear the floor. Trick, you see main target down and out, and with that, it's free roam for the rest of you guys here.
I think taking a note on Trick's idea about the uniform, Colibri is going to take their jacket off and then put over the t-shirt that they have, like maybe like whatever like jacket or top that this other security guard type individual had.
And it's a moving kind of like vehicle, right?
The train is stopped. It's stopped and it's refueling, so it's
Okay.
not going anywhere. It's very much like a locked position, hence why you guys are waiting. So even if they wanted to be like, we gotta get out of here, they still have to go like a number of checks and processes to unlock this.
Gotcha.
And what is it? Have we been told what it is that we're looking for?
You know the main cart where everything is. It's like there's a money cart in the sense of where all the valuables are. You can see where the cart, like where the main cart is now. It's not open, but it's not that difficult to be like, and cart, opening it up.
Got it. Do these people have any kind of like cards or anything like that that will like open?
No, this is just your standard kind of freight train, which is kind of surprising. Of like, hey, this was kind of a, you got money on here. You think it'd be a little bit more safe, but
Yeah.
it looks like whoever wanted this money or whatever this stuff is, they wanted a rush order, which meant like they had to spend more money on security rather than the train itself. Because like we got the fastest train we could, and we spent everything else we could on security.
Colibri is gonna look at Trick and just give him a small nod just to kind of like keep close, and then look over to Sylvia and be like, "What's up ahead?"
Fantastic. With that, Sylvia looks at you, Trick, one last time to be like, is it okay for me to be like, this is a stick-up situation before they kind of go in?
Where are the pythons that are with us?
Pythons are actually not with you. They're a distraction team.
All of them are distraction. They didn't come with
because
us.
they're a little bit more rowdy. It's more you guys are here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
and I just give
Reavers
Sylvia like a nod.
Fantastic. You see, they pull up. They're all masked, and for you, in terms of like either bandit style, just like a little bit of a bandana over their face. But with that, you see, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is what we like to call an old-fashioned stick-up. So please stand down. Don't be a fucking hero, and it will be okay. This is not your money. This is whoever we're robbing from money, because I forgot. And you kind of see they're all standing there at the moment. Did a check for her. She passed as well for intimidation. As they all just kind of get down, hands on their head. And with that, they proceed into opening up the money here. My question for my cousins here, does anybody go down to help, or are you acting as lookouts?
Lookout for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Trick, what about you?
Yeah, just look
both of
out.
you? Fantastic. So, some stuff happens inside which you do not notice. As they go in and proceed to, you see they pulling out, as they open it, you can see what looks like to be a little bit more pristine inside, even though the nature of the freight looks like it's supposed to be this old, dirty, dingy thing. You see it's like very pristine, lights go on, and you can see immediately one of your nearby vans comes off, and as they were kind of silently driving by, and you can see they're kind of wheeling out these sort of large what looks like to be like cubes of money, very much like in terms of, you ever seen Breaking Bad, that sort of the way the money was piled. You can see that there's various cubes that are coming in and out. I will describe. I will ask: do any of you, are you keeping lookout, or do you even glance at what they're taking out? It's a very important question here, just for my knowledge.
Yeah, I think for sure keeping lookout, but I know at least for Colibri, even back to our first episode, Colibri is someone who's always trying to kind of like pay attention to what Sylvia is doing. So
fantastic. Wits and awareness for me, if you'd be so kind to see if you notice something before.
Yeah,
I go back
think
to
we
my
both
other folks
glance back, seeing.
Wits and awareness for you as well, then. If you want to see if you catch the weird thing that they're taking out of here.
I am going to use a willpower. Try and get
Fantastic.
another roll in there. For willpowers, it's just regular rolls, not a rage roll, right?
Yes, regular rolls. Regular rolls.
I got a brutal critical, so that's 6.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
All right. You don't notice anything, Colibri, because you got 3, but with my 6, that's very high. You notice something a bit strange here. Trick. As you see what looks like to be some sort of container, specifically you see Sylvia pulling it out. It looks like this sort of cylindrical container that it is closed, but there are certain parts of it that are slightly open that emanate this bright red. And you can see on the sort of silver aluminum container they're holding, very much like a lantern in a sense, that it has your typical like radioactive sign or like that hazard site on it, even though they seem to be very carefree with it. So you do see they pull something out in terms of financial documents, everything. They pull that thing out, which you keep in the back of your mind. With that, we return back to my other lovely distraction team here. The other pythons and everything are way out of bounds there. If they've let these guys astray, pretty much it's you guys right now with this one individual and another individual in the back. You can see there was a 3-car person, but one got tossed out. So what are we doing here as they're chasing after you? Easy. What are you doing?
I'm just gunning it. Aza's only thought process was to distract them to get them away from Face.
Fantastic. I will say, are you trying to like serpentine, are you just gunning it?
Gunning it.
Gunning it? I'm gonna say stamina here with a bit of your driving if you have any, because you are really trying to go, which means your body's going tense. You're trying to go as fast as you possibly can. So give that.
Good
for
thing.
me if
Good
you
thing
some
my
time.
4 isn't stamina.
Lovely. We love a good stamina.
That is how many? Oh dang it! I only got 1 10. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. But that's 2 successes.
2 successes. With that, you are trying to drive as fast as you can. The thing is, it's a Humvee 4-wheel drive with tires that are meant for off-road versus your motorcycle. You see, they are like at the back of you and are kind of pushing and crashing in. Even though you're able to keep up speed, they're crashing into you.
Can I take a? Oh.
Wait, what do you want to do?
Can I take a look back and pull out my laser pointer and try to aim it behind me?
You kind of already did it, but you can kind of like leave it open there. You can provide an opportunity for one individual here if they're persuasive enough.
Ooh.
So you can kind of leave it there.
Wait, because we're all in this car, right? We're like all around
Well,
this.
you're on the left. They're getting like rammed in here from the front section, and then Face is on the side eating dirt.
Well, I feel okay. No, keep going. Sorry, I'm good. I'm good there.
But you do provide no thing. You kind of set it up there. I'll go through everybody before they do any kind of attack or anything. So I guess I'll leave it for Face first, because you kind of see a laser pointer being pointed like opportunity.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
That even while Face was like holding onto the door and like trying to pull themselves up, all the driver hears from the side of the door that's open is laughter. Of just, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm coming for you. And when I get up there, I'm going to fuck you up.
So we're trying to intimidate this individual.
Oh, for sure, intimidate. So I would like to argue that while climbing up, I'm doing all this intimidation. So to climb up to get inside the Humvee, could I use intimidation?
Yeah, intimidation plus your dexterity again, because in terms of like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
I just want the slow camera zoom in on this guy's face as the subtitles pick up that he mouths "no mames" under his breath.
No mas.
No. You just see
Oh,
him
that's a
climbing through.
that's a 10, baby. Let's fucking go.
Hey yo.
Ooh, love to
There
see
you
it.
go.
That's a 10 on the regular die, successes on the rage die, and then so that's 3 successes.
Fantastic. With that, you see the guy who's driving, he's hard as steel. This is not getting to him. The guy in the back, on the other hand, is very concerned because he just saw his friend get headbutted in. He saw his other friend get shotgun in the chest. And I think at this
Whoa.
point, is so scared. Just this barrel rolls out. And he goes, I'm sorry, man. I got a family. Dives and just do. And he goes up. He's like, are you serious? Theo, up to you in this moment. Only one guy left in this car.
So can we say for the scene that Ezza and Face can hear me?
Yeah. You're in distance.
We're gonna
He's yelling.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna and he's gonna say it in Spanish. Hopefully they don't understand. But
Yeah, for the purposes subtitles go
yeah,
on.
subtitles. I can say phrases and like in things that my family has taught me. Unfortunately, I do not know Spanish like that for dialogue. But he'll basically tell them, "We're gonna flip this fucker." And I would like to argue, can I use my leadership and pack tactics specials in order to coordinate a move that'll help me? Because I'm like beside the vehicle, so I want to grab the steering wheel and yank it, and while telling basically Face to like hit the brake, and then for Easy to blind them, so they just
Give me a roll for me,
It-
please.
Canon
Is-
question though.
Yep.
I don't think Asa would know Spanish. Think about it. Think about it. They turned and were like immediately brought to they.
It can be in English. I was just saying, that's fine. I think
I
if-
like it. I
You would
like
get-
it.
I feel like you would get bits and pieces.
I was
think you
gonna
would get
say the
general
only
gist.
Spanish Asa knows is anything that Face has
Sesame
told
Street.
them.
Just
sure.
Guru,
Like-
can we have a Guru language? Like, can we just go? Woof,
It's
woof, woof,
just
woof?
Spanish. Yeah, it just.
No,
I-
I taught you all the curse words and then how to ask in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And for the purposes of this, you can still roll. You can say it in English because again, it's
Okay.
just high. Even though he won't be able to do anything if it's like fast. He can't close his eyes. He can't like.
Okay.
Asa's just
Awesome.
like, okay, yeah.
So can I use leadership for this role with pack tactics?
Yes, please do. Yes.
Okay, and then what would my attribute be here?
I'm gonna say. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to think here. I'm thinking either wits or composure. I'm gonna say.
I'll
You're
do
trying to
composure.
react- Okay. You do
9
composure
dice.
there.
Here we go.
Because it's a matter of keeping either you being quick with it or you're trying to be like, yo, let's do this and trying to keep it together, keep everybody together.
Yeah. Flip. Translation. Flip the bitch.
Flipper!
Oh boy. Eight successes.
Disgusting. But with
This
that,
is what my character's built for.
I
you
understood
go-
all of that Spanish.
Yeah. That was on that one Sesame Street episode. I just pull up your.
You like
pull
Taco
up
Bell?
your-
Yeah? Because you're about to live mas.
Oh, horrible human beings. With that, you blat him in the eyes. With that, you see Trick. What are you? I'm not Trick. Face. What are you doing to help in this scenario? I already know what the other two. What are you doing to help flip this thing? You do see he gets
Oh.
blinded for a second.
I still climbing up, still laughing, still saying the same thing. As intimidation. I'm going to step in the car if I can. I'm gonna finally climb up into the car, and I'm gonna shoot my gun. I'm gonna pull out my gun and be like, bam.
Fantastic. Don't roll because your leader already set it up. With that, you see the guy's trying to go, and then as he sees you laughing, right, you see the blood scatter across. With that, you able to get out just in the nick of time as you see this thing flip, very much NASCAR style before it skids across the sand. Your job is complete, and with that, you can no worries anymore as you guys can either continue on or go back, you're good for this part of the mission. You did your job. Going back to my cousins here, you see that everything is ready to go. Everything's been put up. With that in mind, what are you doing as you do see the last of the cash is being brought in?
I definitely kind of pointed out to Colibri, like, what is that? You're muted.
Mute it. Hand signals again.
2 for 2. Colibri shakes their head at Trick, and then kind of calls back out. I think, yeah, would definitely be like, Sylvia, what the fuck is that?
None of your business, Prospect. Come on.
I know I'm new to this, but I know what cash looks like. That's not cash.
You see the VP puts a gun in your face. If like, are you gonna keep asking fucking questions, or are you gonna come out and let's go?
Are you gonna shoot me?
Oh no,
Don't tempt me.
Colibri will immediately stand in front of this man and between the gun and Trick.
Fine, let's go.
Good. Puts the gun away. Everybody in the van. Come on. You see Silva kind of go. It's just more money. Don't worry about it. You see they kind of go off into one of the vans.
I make sure we don't leave any like jackets lying around or anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna say here. Let's make it one last roll for your side here.
Mhm.
Let me see. Trying to think. Probably wits for sure. I'm trying to think. I'll leave it up to you here. Either could be awareness again, just to see if you can find anything, or I will say investigation if you want to be a bit more thorough with it. I will say perception is a little bit more quick, versus a little bit of investigation, which is like thoroughly just making sure you check every crick and crevice. You know, in case you gotta wipe a print, you wipe a print.
You know what? Sure, I'll do investigation. That's 4 successes.
You make sure there's no cuts. Nobody really was coming in with their cut to be first, but mostly you're like fingerprints. You know, you just do a quick wipe down just in case and everything. I will say, get a quick glance at what they kind of pulled this thing out of. As you can see that they had to put in a code for what looked like to be a safe, and then immediately pulled this thing out. So you can see that whatever this is required a code, which means they knew about this part of the plan beforehand. As you're kind of looking through cleaning up.
I think me and Colibri had like our own language when we were growing up, like a weird like
Nerds.
sibling nerd language. And in that language, definitely I tell Colibri like we gotta talk about like I think I saw something. I'll tell you later.
Colibri will nod and then like not respond, only just so that they don't, if anyone's listening, they don't like catch on to them having a conversation.
Fantastic. With that, you go in, and as the door closes, we see that from this point of view, you'll get out squeaky clean. The impossible managed to happen. As the door closes back in, it opens up to the inside of the main clubhouse where a party is in on full swing. You got your country music in the back, a bar is being passed around like they're candy, and everyone is having a good old time. As you see on the main top of the bar where, you know, they serve drinks and everything, been tossed aside as you see pyramids of money are just being put and built. Everybody's here, from the pythons to the reavers. Everybody's going about drinking, happen to have a whole time. As you see, you guys did it. You did the impossible. As that's kind of going on and everything in between, you see that Eloy manages to walk on in. He was a little bit behind due to the fact that he was acting as lookout for you guys and then came in. And with that, you see everybody just give just a round of applause, even from the pythons themselves. Was just like, woo! As you see Luca pulls up, it's a hell of a thing you did there. Put it here, brother. As you see, he kind of gives a handshake, pat in the back. And, Eloy, even though still uncomfortable, he kind of gives a nod. With that, you see that Luca kind of goes, hey, look, I know we had some beef before, in the past, but I think this money, as you see he slaps on it, is going to change lives. I think, you see pulls everybody, the age-old beef between the pythons and the Rivas is going to turn into a beautiful friendship. You see Elo going, yeah, you know how it is. We got to make new things. He gives a look over to you, Theo, which you don't want to hear this, but you're still surprised, I think, in the back of your mind. This is the guy who killed Eloy's brother, and it's surprising.
I think in a show of respect for Eloy, he just raises his beer. But then he very much is going to walk away to find Colibri and Trick. But very obviously walk away in front of them. He raises it and then just I'm fucking out of here.
Fantastic. As that's kind of going on, party goes about, I will say, about midway into the party where people start to go about. You do notice pythons before they leave, in the sense as you get to the meet party. I'll leave a quick moment for you, Face, if you want to say anything to Lorena before she departs.
I think... Because I think Face has been drinking with Isa the entire time, being like, I definitely could have gotten on top of the truck. I think
I'm gonna throw it out there that you probably haven't been able to find Isa.
Oh, okay. So I think is just drinking with some of the other people, sees Leora leaving, and I think makes the motion to get up, but then in the back of their minds remembers their last conversation, not the one that just happened, but their actual last conversation. And it kind of sits back down and just kind of stops talking for a bit.
Fantastic. With that, they leave. You notice you hear the number of motorcycles vroom, vroom, going off. With that in mind, Theo, you wanted to go catch up with the other kids. This is your moment now as you get about halfway into the party.
Hey, I just wanted to come over and check how you two sprouts were doing.
You're gonna notice as you're walking up to us that Colibri has been sending the dirtiest look in Paco's direction the entire night, drinking a beer, hanging with Trick, but has not stopped just dead eyeing this man.
You two okay?
Yeah. Are you?
No, but the club is, and I guess that's good enough.
I look around and I feel like we have distanced ourselves. Is there anybody near us?
No, it's kind of an open thing. If anything, again, VP, but not enough that he would either care to pay attention. You see he's kind of trying to hook up with a couple people here, just yeah, I did that, you know what I mean? I'm cool like that. Cool is cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if
thing.
anybody is in earshot. It's like, Dio,
No.
me and Colibri, we saw something. It wasn't just cash.
Not just cash?
Well, it's one thing to take the whole bag, but they took something. It was in some cylindrical contraption. They needed a code to get it, and they knew what the code was.
It was glowing, and it had radioactive markings.
Yeah.
You're talking about not one thing? Not Not like drugs or anything, like one thing they stole specifically.
Yeah, it looked like something out of a movie. It was in this metal case, red glow coming out of it.
Yeah. Like some Marvel type shit.
Yeah, and the thing is, they needed a code to get to it. It was in a different lockbox. The cash was just on pallets, but that was something specific. I don't know. And when we asked about it, they got a little.
They pulled a gun on Trick's head.
Yeah.
Who pulled a gun on you?
Your VP over there, Paco. Interesting. Yeah, interesting kind of a take Vice Prez has. You
And,
know,
like-
I get it. We're all family here, and this is all about, blood ain't thicker than water, whatever. But that's my cousin. That is family. That is my blood.
I appreciate the concern, and yeah, it's fucked up. The thing that's messing me up right now is, hey, the guy clearly doesn't like me, but he didn't have to pull a gun. Something's up.
You two did good. All right, you kept your heads down, and I appreciate you telling me. I'll have a chat with Paco and let him set his head straight. But this other thing, let's just keep it to our to our little pack for now. I fucking knew that the cartel, the Crimson Cartel, that I knew that it had to be something. It wasn't just cash. They have cash.
Here's the thing, Deal. If it's a big enough issue that Paco would pull a gun on someone who isn't even in the MC, someone who is essentially a civilian, we're both in danger. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah. I get it. I just need you two, and I need everyone else. Just keep your head down. Tonight was the night, and maybe we're just clear of it, and we don't have to worry about it. Maybe this is the debt settled. I understand that, you might feel complicit, then we did something bigger. And unfortunately, dirtying our hands, that's just how it starts with this club.
That's not even what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
If they felt the need to hide this from the family, then something's up. They were ready to kill their own, or at least people that were helping them. Then I'm just gonna ask you right now. I have people that can check the manifest and see what was in there, or at least try to figure out what was in there. Are you cool with that?
And Tio definitely, I didn't hear you ask that question. And we didn't have this talk. But if something more substantial comes up, then maybe we can have another chat.
If
but
it
for
was
now,
just,
I just need you to be careful.
Yeah, if it was just cash, it was just cash.
Eloy must know what's going on. If Paco knows, then Eloy definitely knows.
That or Eloy doesn't know and Paco's doing something on the side.
And I think I look over at Paco. And then I look over at
gives
Eloy.
a nod. Eloy's just making sure everything's due diligence.
Enjoy the party. I'll talk to Eloy at the end of it, and I'll get some answers. But either way, it's nothing, unfortunately, Trick, your family, I love you, but you're not an MC. And Colibri, you're a prospect. That ain't gonna fly for shit here, unfortunately. Even if you are right. Not without some hard, definite proof. So I think at that point he's gonna clink the bottles together. And kind of just like take a sip. So we play this out. And we keep our cards under the table for now, you hear?
Close to the chest, I got it.
Alright.
Loud and clear.
Fantastic. As we do that, let's check on one last person here before we get to our last bit of scenes here. Easy, what you doing? As everybody's kind of partying and doing their stuff down here.
Aza would have not even walked in with Face, but kind of walked in on their own, looking to see if Sandra's there.
Not here. They're working probably another late shift. Again, they're just a nurse. They call on time, so especially that they didn't even want you to be a part of this, they're not here.
And everything's fine. Aza is going to leave the vicinity to be a little further away and is going to try to get the bullets out of their shoulder.
Fantastic. I'll say you go into like the garage that's kind of nearby and begin to sort of just work on that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. As that's all going down, we get towards the end of the night where El Paso has gone, say their goodbyes, and their charter is run back, leaving only the primary members of the charter. I will say at this point, Easy, you are able to take out all your bullets, and I will say you probably go inside just to get, some medicine things, not necessarily still joining the party, even though wee bits in the night. And as you are in the bathroom getting your stuff out and everybody kind of around, you do see the doors open, and you see Alba, the cartel kind of attaché or representative, comes to the door, and you see Eloy get up. As you can see, job is successful. Points to the money. I got your debt all cleaned out here. I even put a little extra on the top, for the trouble and for a bit of a goodbye package. If you catch my drift, you see Abrago. That is fantastic. And about the other item I requested, you see he goes behind the counter of the bar and pulls out that cylinder that you saw before, Trick, and lays it on top of the money. We didn't open it, so everything should be good. You see Alba snap their finger. Two gentlemen in business suits kind of proceed to put everything into suitcases. There's a number of them. Again, even though it's 30 million, it's in hundreds, so it's not too much. They're pulling it all into a bag. And with that, you see the cartel representative grabs with one hand that cylinder glowing red, proceeds to open their hand with the handshake. I proceed this will be the conclusion of our cartel business. You see Eloy kind of shake off. I believe it is. Fantastic. All right. You see they proceed to go out. You see Eli kind of go, all right, guys, I'm just going to make sure everything is to the T, and also to make a quick phone call to make sure we got the assurances about money getting to the prisons. So I'll be outside. I'll be right back. As you see, he kind of goes off. As he goes out the door, the representatives too, you see Sylvia from behind her like, God damn, who said the party's over, kids? Let's get fucking drunk. As you see, they are kind of wasted at the moment. and pulling out what looks like to be champagne in their hand. You see Cristal. You see Paco kind of go, "Hey, I'm gonna get drunk, but I just need to know real quick, what's your problem, bro?" As he looks over to you, Trick, maybe a little tipsy himself. If it's you trying to, if people looking at me that hard, they usually, they want a little something, but you're giving me a look, and I don't like it.
I don't even look at him, and I ignore his question. The guy from the cartel. I want to use another willpower to do the sense thing that I did earlier.
Sure, the woman for the cartel.
Yes.
As you see, kind of pulling it out. You can use another roll here if you so wish.
Okay, this is wits and wisdom. I'm gonna use another willpower to reroll.
Fantastic.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Fantastic. Normie. They're just still plain old Normie at the moment. You don't see anything out of the ordinary with these folks, though you do notice that there's a bit of a weird aura, but again, you're a little tipsy yourself. You do notice there's a weird aura
I haven't
coming
drank. I haven't drank at all.
Oh, you haven't drank? There is a bit of a weird aura coming from behind the house.
Okay.
Something of Guru in nature. But
Okay.
something weird about it as it's a bit staticky.
Okay. And since that's done and Paco just keeps egging on me, I spit in his face. And then I punch him.
Oh, testing.
Asa's gonna get involved. Asa's getting involved the second the punch is
He gets a
hit.
shot. He gets a shot first. Make a strength in the.
Yep.
I think this is gonna be more brawl than melee because you're not using weapons. So make your shot. Take your shot, son.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Colibri's right there too. Colibri's there backing up.
Get him in the shot.
3 successes.
3 successes. Fantastic. With that, you get a shot on him, but it hits. He is taken aback a bit, but not enough to put him on the ground. But at this point, Isa gets in the way between you two. And then you see Sylvia kind of go, "Guys, you just need to..." As you hear something clink, come through the front window of the clubhouse. You hear the champagne bottle in their head shatter. Colibri, you look at your mentor and you see what looks like to be blood coming from their center as they've been shot, as they look you in the eye of pure confusion of
Sylvia.
You see this entire place gets lit up as multiple bullets from machine guns, pistols, whatever firearm goes straight into the house. Hit so much so that you guys try to duck. You see a number of members get hit. You see Paco gets hit almost entirely on his left side of the arm as Sylvia managed to barely dive down. The rest of you gut down immediately as you see bullets are flying through, splinters are coming off, members are dying, and before you're able to react, you don't see it, but off camera, the bullets go through so much of the wood that it goes and goes into the boiler room as a bullet goes in, and immediately an explosion happens.
Fuck.
We move forward in time as all of you come out of the clubhouse barely alive. You are all either shot up or wounded, and as you guys make your way off to the side, you all see that an image begins to get before you as the back of your once home, your clubhouse, is roaring with this red-orange fire. Things are breaking and burning on the inside, and you see what looks to be in front of you an amalgamation of soldiers, similar to the ones that were in that convoy. You see there are multiple headlights on at the moment, and too many of these individuals, they have you cornered. But the most concerning thing is that you came out here to save your prez, right? You don't see that. You see your prez is with these guys, and you see Lorena in some of the pythons, they never left. You see they have a brutally beaten Luca barely onto like kind of getting up and go, what the fuck? As you see Lorena go, eat shit, and immediately shoot him in the chest.
No, I was supposed to do that.
You see Lorena, Eloy, Alba, a combination of these soldiers. And as you're taking this all in, you feel something fast, monstrous, and lightning quick cut the calves of your feet. All of you in a quick succession as they're able to immediately immobilize you as you all get onto the ground. As you see coming off the corner in the darkness what looks like to be a large direwolf with red lightning eyes and shards of these red crystals coming out of their body. Settling up. You notice that you're trying to react. You're either too tired or don't have the energy. You can feel the rage coming on. But with that, these soldiers all pick you up and lay you in a line, one by one, kind of side to side. As you see Eloy kind of prepping himself. You also notice Sylvia is there too. And somehow Paco has survived as well. But everybody else is either dead or burning in the fire. You see Eloy slowly taking off his cut. You're probably wondering what's going on. You see one of the guys proceeds to load a pistol as you see silver in it. Going over to all of you. He looks over to you, Trick, and kind of goes, I'm sorry, mijo. I told you I didn't want you involved. I know it's hard to understand, and I know through your minds right now, you're probably wondering, why is he doing this? And I wish I could make you understand, but I know that you wouldn't, because none of you have the strength to understand. You see, he goes up to Paco. You son of a bitch. You see a bullet go through his head onto the ground as his brain splatters as he dives down. You see he pulls up to you, Colibri. Looks you in the eyes. Any last words? Anything you want to say before you go to that place in the sky, Prospect?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm God. Shoots you in the head as you go unconscious. Goes over to you, Face. Same question. Any last words, smart mouth?
Looks Lorena in the eyes, and I feel like she can see how much just genuine hurt is in them, and then looks back up to Aloy and just like, you are the dumbest motherfucker I have
Before you
ever had
even
to fight."
finish, you say dumb, shoots you in the face.
Yo, Aza's gonna try to stand up and just fucking lose it on him.
Give me a quick checker to see if you are able to actually get a shot off here. I will say strength plus brawl if you're trying to do anything in terms of that. 'Cause I don't think you have any weapons on you at the moment to help.
No. I got 2 critical and 3 other successes.
Fantastic.
So
With that,
5,
yeah, you're able to get on him for a second.
7.
As you're able to, if you want, you can leave a lasting mark on him to remember you by in this instance.
I wanna try to pull open the side of his mouth.
Fantastic. You see it starts to slightly, and you do get enough that you hear something snap, but before you're able to do anything, you see Alba opens the canister from it, and with that you see what is inside is exposed as this large stalagmite red crystal begins to, and you feel something drain from all of your bodies, even the ones that are dead, as you feel helpless and weak, as all the rage from your body dies, as you all go to 0 rage, as you feel completely weak. You see he tries to get up. You know, you were always a dirty fucking wolf. And you see shoots you in the head. Goes over to you, Theo. Any last words?
Take care of Louisa. It's the least you could do.
You already knew. Shoots you in the head. And then last but not least, leaves you, Trick. As it's just you. You see his jaws bleeding from the side, trying to hold
Trick
it
is
together.
starting to laugh. And basically Trick just says, I knew it was a bad idea to come. But I think it's a worse idea. If you're gonna shoot me, make sure. Because when my mother finds out, I don't think she's gonna have a problem going back to the old days.
Don't worry. It'll be a nice funeral. As he shoots the last of you dead. All of you are in that thick of the mud as the camera slowly pans upwards. You see that they all get into their cars and vehicles. Lorena goes over to your body, face, and leaves a photo of you two in your pocket. You see that large wolf-like figure smell just to make sure you're all dead, and leaves and lingers a bit over Isa before it goes off. You see Alba gets in the car with the gentleman. We do have some doctors. Us drive. As all the cars pull out, go off, leaving the bodies of dead reavers as pictures inside the house of beautiful moments shrivel up, burning. Everything from happiness to laughter, birthdays, a wedding or two, and the occasional rough row burn in the fires as there is no rage left for anyone anymore. And that is why we shall end our second episode of Embers of Rage. Yay!
You're so
Well,
fucking
Royal, go
foul
fuck
for that.
yourself right now. I have a lot
Yo,
of questions, and
why
I'm
did-
gonna lose it after this. Why the linger, Chris? What is
Why
the
did
linger?
Chris kill me in
As
every
you
fucking
can
game?
see,
Every
as
game
you
was
can
so
see,
fucking-
Darkly,
I'm
dog.
good at breaking people. With that,
The
people.
link.
Does that mean we get to play vampire like the cool kids next
Yeah,
session?
we're playing vampire.
like,
We're
I
playing
love it.
vampire.
Oh, that's why we
Get
said
that
that we
art
were
ready.
playing it on Twitch.
Yeah, get that art ready. We need new characters.
Let's go.
Jesus
Whole new
Christ.
thing. Thank you everyone for joining us for this
You're so
crazy
foul, dog.
episode. With that,
So foul.
we're gonna do some plugs while they're still functioning. So we'll go in reverse order here, starting off with Nick.
Jesus.
Starting off with our lovely Nick. Nick, take it away, buddy. Give those sweet, sweet plugs.
Fuck you, Chris, in the most lovable way.
That's the plug.
That's the plug. Hey everyone, I'm in Rage, and my Embers of Rage, and I'm Nick. You could find me at Nobleman Nick. I'm a part of Gehenna Gaming. I'm the creative director. I also made this little system called Eldritch Automata, which is relaunching Kickstarter in May. It's gonna be great. Check us out at PAX East. We have a whole big event, 36 players, one entire epic, the Epic of Eldritch Automata. Go on the forums, whatever Twitter, and talk about this episode and rage and be mad that I've been killed yet again by Chris Colon. Fuck you.
This is a hate crime.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Spanish on
I hated
Spanish
it.
crime. It's a national concern. With that in mind, next up is going to be
I killed
Chris.
3 Puerto Ricans. That's crazy.
Bro, you killed people.
Not even that, Chris. Me and you, we're the same, dog. We're both like we're
Puerto
we're
Rican,
Cuban-
Dominican, and Cuban. It's okay. I got a free pass. I got a Caribbean pass.
They call that a
That's on
triple threat.
generational trauma.
Yeah.
Chris, take it away for us.
Yeah, Royal, fuck you. Why are we lingering? Why are we lingering, Chris? Anyways, hello. I am also Chris. The nice Chris, fucking apparently. You can find me at D&D Imposter on all social media. I am currently playing a Vampire the Masquerade game with Vancouver by Night, where I play the moral compass of the group as the Ministry clan. And I also am gearing up for in a couple months we are going to be releasing the first season that I am the GM for Tabletop Tempest, which will be the first actual play where all cast on and off screen are either immigrants or child of an immigrant themselves. So be on the lookout for that. Super stoked.
Fantastic. Next up, Fabian.
God damn. Hey, I'm Fabian Fabs, producer here at Bad House RPG. You can find me at Rockets and Pens. Yeah, for comic stuff. No, but seriously, I have a Kickstarter right now. We are down to 60 hours, and we still need to hit 3 point. Does the math? Like, we need 3,200 in that 60 hours. So back it. It's a cultural story about Filipino horror, about family. If you like Hereditary and The Wailing, this is the book for you. I did the art for it. I did a cover. Check out our Kickstarter. If you're wondering where it is, follow me on Twitter, Rockets and Pens, and you can find the link over there. I don't have any more any other shows for now, but stay tuned. Follow Bad House RPG. We will have a few new things coming in the next few months. The fuck you, Chris. There you go.
So we ended it. We're hitting all of them. And fuck me. All right, cool. With that, cleric's up. So I already know what's gonna happen.
Anyways. Shut up. Anyways, I've been Cleric. I've been playing Face. You can find me at Cleric_34 on TikTok and Twitter. Shut up. You can. If you also want to hear more of my voice, you can catch me on MFA, co-hosting with Joe, and talking about monsters every bi-weekly, every Saturday. Chris, I said shut up. Stop. Don't even look at the fucking screen right now. Fucking move your eyes. I don't want to fucking look at you. But yeah, no, honestly, you stun locked me. I don't even have to. I don't know what else I'm on. I don't know what else the fuck I'm on. If you want to find me, I don't know. Invite me to your shows. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know what I got. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm free. I don't know.
Just
Fuck
down,
it.
side, BP.
Yeah, just fucking Fucking taking
Cancel grab. Fantastic. And last but not least, before we get to your lovely storyteller here, Angie.
Hi everyone, I'm Angie. I've been playing Colibri, Agonthetic on the internet. I got to experience the infamous Chris trauma that everyone always talks about for the first time tonight. So there's that. You can find me Sunday nights over on Tales Archived on Known Realms Telesh for our D&D 5e long form campaign. And also in April, every Monday you can find me over on Just a Human Twitch, where we're going to be playing a One Piece game with the Sagas system. And I'm super excited. I did the art for that. And yeah, we're going to be setting sail soon. That's me. Fuck you, Chris.
Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for it. All right. Well, I've been Chris the Trauma Man Cologne. I was your storyteller for these preceding evenings, question mark. But with that in mind, on top of doing this every Tuesday, this Thursday we have, we took a break, but we're coming back with another episode of Forsaken. So if you thought this shit was bad, whoo boy, me and him are gonna get into it this Thursday. So if you want to see some more wild shit, Thursday over on Tuna Tales is an episode of Forsaken 8 p.m. With that in mind, we hope you had a lovely evening, and we can't wait to see you next week. Until
I let
then,
my food get cold for this.
hey, until then, bye-bye, everyone.
Fuck you, Chris.
Fuck you, Chris.